I don't know why I'm pink, but everybody, welcome to this edition of the Boys in the Big Apple podcast. We have a
nothing Yankees.
Stanton just hit a bomb. I don't know why I'm pink. I'm going to change that in about a minute or so. Yankees just hit a homer. Giancarlo Stanton with a 3-run shot, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was a grand slam.
Grand slam, excuse
and Torres
me.
tried to do the same thing, and he struck out.
Guys, as usual, their links are in the description. If you guys have not followed them on social media already, I'm going to try to get this pink thing fixed because I think I know why it makes me look pink. Obviously, the New York Knicks game is on, so that's also it's halftime. Excuse me. What's the score, Luca?
67-57 Knicks.
67-57 New York Knicks. So obviously, that's gonna, obviously be a topic of discussion. In a second, we'll go into the Sam Darnold stuff. But real quick, I'm just gonna pass it around for general topics about the sports world while I get this thing fixed to Sean and Luca.
I'll just start with the Yankees tonight. They're up 6-0. Clearly, some things still haven't changed. They hit 2 big home runs, plus Hicks walked in a run, with the bases loaded. The only problem is they're still, trying to swing for the homer, and I still feel like they haven't learned anything. So, Yankees are up, though. I'm not complaining. It's Baltimore, nice crowd tonight, about what you expect for a early season game and limited capacity. Other than that, hey, the weekend kind of sucked, but the Yankees are off to a nice start tonight.
Yep.
Luca?
That's what they're big on. They're big on homers.
It's the only thing they can do. But, no, they, around the league, we saw some great games over the weekend. That Rangers-Royals opening day game, that was insane. They were up the final was 14-10. It was going to be a football game.
It was.
But as of right now, I'll give a quick around the league scoreboard before we actually get into anything. Obviously, we all know about the Yankee score. Alex, I don't know if you want to add the banner or not. 2-1 Pirates over the Reds, top of the 5th. Top of the 5th in Miami, 4-0 Cardinals over the Marlins. Top of the 4th, no score in Philly in the Mets opening day. Top of the 4th in Boston, Red Sox lead the Rays 1-0 after they just embarrassed themselves against the Orioles. Bottom of the 3rd, no score in Chicago, where the Brewers and Cubs are playing. 9:38, Astros Angels. 9:40, Dodgers Athletics. 10:10, Giants Padres. 10:10, White Sox Mariners. 2 finals, Twins demolished the Tigers 15-6. And then the first full capacity game of the year. I don't think they completely sold out, though. The Blue Jays beat the Rangers 6-2.
Yeah, obviously, still getting this thing fixed as of right now. But, Luca, if you want to talk about the Knicks, you can.
I was going to say, I know Luca probably wants to get into that Sam Darnold trade. His team made a big trade today. I see some people actually said the Panthers won that trade. I want to get your thoughts on that.
Let me just load this up 1 second here.
Okay, I think I got it fixed, which is good, at least for right now. Okay, so I think I got this fixed. Hopefully I do. Yeah, I know I look weird. Just give me a second, I'll adjust it.
Now that's actually worse.
No, I know.
You got an 80s afro.
Fixing it as we speak.
So true.
Shut up, Luca.
That's a base hit for Baltimore. Cedric Mullins is on.
I think I'm actually kind of in pace with you a little bit in terms of that. Just give me 1 second. Thank you guys for the ones that have been popping out. Let me just fix this green screen here.
I'm going to pull the chat out.
Yeah, I look normal now. Just need to.
Your background's glitchy, though.
No,
there you go.
I didn't know that.
He did.
He did it.
All right. This is how we'll play as of right now. Just move this thing a little bit, and then we can start talking. I'm probably going to re-advertise in just a minute or so, but obviously I'm going to put the banner up. I'm probably going to do both.
Today they called you Tingus. That's funny.
Tingus Pingus again. But you know what that you know what the nickname is that for, right?
No.
Luca, you mind explaining?
Oh, that's a nice pitch.
That's what Knicks fans call Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh, I did know that. I had a brain fart. I should have got my Knicks hat in here. Oh well, I left it in the other room.
Let's see.
Yeah, big night in New York sports. The Mets have their opening day after not playing this weekend because the Nats got COVID. That's ripped foul. You got the Knicks and the Nets tonight, which is always big, even though there's like 200 people there and 150 of them are probably Knicks fans. 67-57.
Who leads?
Halftime. Obviously, you got the Yankees. They're up right now. So, and obviously, the Jets made a big trade today. So, a lot of good stuff happened in New York sports.
Yep.
Which you don't see very often.
Luca, who leads, the Nets or the Knicks?
The Knicks.
All right.
The Knicks. We said this like 6 times.
Something. I'm probably going to end up taking this off. Actually, no. I think I'm.
Get with the program.
It's so bad in the background because I ended up coming down with this.
Yeah, I know your background is.
Yeah, I know.
Weird.
That. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to normal. So, semi-normal, as like this whole world is right now. Luca, I didn't get to hear your thoughts on this whole Sam Darnold subject. Would you please mind explaining?
Just give me 1 second. Did I send out? Let me see if I advertised. Yep, I advertised. So, Sam Darnold was traded. Obviously means we are drafting a quarterback, unless we somehow trade for Deshaun Watson, which I think is absolutely inevitably not happening at this point. What was that?
No, it's just strike 3.
Alex still wants the Giants to get him. We all know that.
That's not happening. Nor do I want it to happen because of all the clickbait content creators. Deshaun Watson, the Giants. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Well, anyway, there was hot topic. This was obviously a hot topic for the Jets fans this offseason. Most wanted to move on from Darnold, like myself. Some wanted to stay with him. And I think the Jets ultimately made the right decision for now. Going forward, is it the right idea? We don't know. We'll see how they build up Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, whoever they draft. We'll see how the Panthers build up Sam Darnold and try to what's the word I'm looking for? Rebuild him, rebuild his confidence, rebuild his mechanics and all that. He's
got a good start with that because he's got Robbie Anderson down there.
Yeah, and he also got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, so I ultimately thought Darnold was done in New York. Not anything against him. I just think the Jets damaged him too much to get him repaired, and we had to move on. So ultimately, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with that. I do want to do a quick roll call. Tata for his many comments. Joseph Bobby. I know Jay
And Sean has to keep apologizing for the Reggie Bullock tour.
Not until he performs. He has to perform well.
He has 19 points.
Me to apologize, Alex. Not until the game's over. But first, Alex, I think you have a little something to say about Michael King.
Everybody, the ones who've been sticking with me for the longest, some of the newcomers probably haven't heard my takes on Michael King. And in the past, I've disliked him. I didn't like him. I didn't. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be honest with you. But after his 6-inning stretch of pitching the other day, he's officially not one of my hated Yankees anymore. And Michael King, welcome to my favorite club. Sorry I ever doubted you.
Yeah, no. If Reggie Bullock continues to play well, I will do the same for him. Even though I really should have after the last time we went live during the Knicks game. But I can't see the Knicks game, so I'm going to have to stay updated from them too because Pennsylvania and the streaming sites were getting a little sketchy, so I just kind of backed out there. That's a high fly ball, deep to center, Hicks is under it. He makes a catch on the track too. In the inning. 6-0 Yankees.
Yeah.
Up next, Sanchez.
I want to ask you guys' thoughts on the trade. Alex, first you on the Sam Darnold trade.
Would you guys received a 6th for this year and a 2nd and a 4th for next year?
That's correct.
I honestly think it's good value. To be honest with you, I'm not necessarily a fan of Carolina giving up as many picks as they did because they're still in a rebuilding process, and they're not a team that's, oh my God, they're a quarterback away. No, they're a couple of defensive, offensive pieces away from actually competing. And I just really think that those draft picks could have been suited towards something else. And I think you could have selected a new quarterback. But I would say definitely, just as like the early part, I would definitely say that the Jets have won that trade. And I know, Luca, you're starting to cry a little bit. You're starting to tear because Sam Darnold's finally gone. Luca's very happy, honest to God.
Luca can go back. Luca can go back to hating him like we all did back in his USC days.
Oh yeah. What was it?
Because we're Irish fans.
Yeah. Sean, what'd you think of the trade as an outsider standpoint?
Well, I'm a little disappointed because I kind of wanted Pittsburgh to get him. With him and Smith-Schuster, I feel like that could have been a good duo. See, I disagree with Luca on one thing. I get the damaged goods thing, but I just feel like if you gave him some good top-tier receivers, I think Sam Darnold could have still worked in New York. That's just my personal opinion. That's personally how I feel about it. I think I kind of agree with Alex. I feel like the Jets got a nice return. I think Carolina may have given up a little too much for him. So obviously we'll see, but I like it for Sam Darnold because he's got some good piece. As I mentioned to Luca, he's got Robbie Anderson, who obviously was his best receiver in New York. They had a very great connection. So I think it's a good trade for both sides. Again, I'm on the train of I think they should have given him some receivers, before they completely tossed them up, to the other side. But that's just me. Yeah, that's just me. But, I think it's a good trade for both. Yes, Evan, let's go Yankees.
Evan, I do agree with you there. Something I want to remark, and I said a little bit of this when I was talking about the trade at first. I feel like, honestly, it would have worked out better for Pittsburgh had they made the trade than Carolina. Because once again, you're giving up a 2nd, a 4th, and a 6th. No matter, what draft, whatever. Those are valuable draft picks. And Carolina is nowhere near competing, in my opinion. They're not competing this year. They're not competing maybe next year. Carolina Panthers fans, any in the chat or wherever, you guys can educate me. But I feel like the Steelers, they have the receivers. They need to fix up the offensive line a little bit, but they could do that with the draft picks. And they have a good defense. So pretty much, in my opinion, they're an offensive line and a quarterback away from winning the Super Bowl, while as the Panthers, they're a couple of pieces away. So that's just honestly my opinion. I feel like, once again, the Jets won the trade.
And I still feel like the Steelers should have went after him because everybody's talking about how, Darnold's trash. I was talking with Eagles fan about a month or two ago about it, and he thought I was insane. I said no, because if you think about it, the Steelers are already built for success. Yeah, they've taken a step back this offseason, but you got Juju Smith-Schuster, who was his number one receiver at USC. You got the defense. Obviously, we're still working on the O-line. That's going to take a little bit of time. We still need a run game, which, again, we're still working on. They just, what was it, Kellen Balaj they just signed?
They signed Kellen Balaj.
I think that's a guy. Yeah, from, former Dolphin. I think he was a former Jet, too, actually. So they still got some work to do on They got some work to do on the offense, but I think Darnold would have been a step in the right direction for the future of the Steelers. But we'll we'll see what happens. Again, I do agree with Alex. I think he was better built for success. I wouldn't say the Panthers are far though. Sure, they're rebuilding, but I like Matt Rule. That's their coach, right?
Yeah.
I think he people are underrating how good Carolina can be. I think that they only lost like 1 or 2 games last year by more than 2 scores. Sanchez grounds out.
Yeah,
So
in
I'm
my
not
opinion,
doubting
it's kind of like the
Carolina.
Giants a little bit.
Yeah. So I think, excuse me, you coach up Sam Darnold, and I think that could be a solid team in the next couple of years. Give them time. They could return back to their 2015 form. Could. I'm not saying they will. Jay Bruce is up in the bottom of the sixth. 6-0 Yankees as they lead the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, obviously, I do agree with Sean. Let me just go back on Evan Spitzberg's things. I would watch that because obviously with the Knicks, we're possible of anything. I don't know how far behind I'm actually with the Knicks game, which is going to be interesting. But because I have it streamed on my laptop. What was I going to say? The Hub actually just asked me to come on his channel. I said, no, thank you. I am live on my channel. Shouts to him. So, obviously, my phone's blowing up right now with different stuff. It's okay because obviously, we have. You were saying?
Mets fans are already second guessing Luis Rojas.
Oh my God!
God!
Didn't even play one game. Didn't even play a game. Didn't even play one game.
Yeah. Evan, I'm going to ask you this: if you're still watching, who's New York's team? The Nets or the Knicks? I really want to hear it from a Nets fan.
The fan base of New York. Answer that question for us. If you're still here. If you're not, then I don't know what to do.
Because we'll dispute you on that till the end if you say Brooklyn. We will all dispute you till the end.
That's going to be inside. That's going to be ball 4.
I'm almost certain tonight there's more Knicks fans there than there are Nets fans. As it is every time they go to Brooklyn.
Yep.
Well, so, Evan, if you're here, who's New York's team? The Knicks or the Nets?
I do want to grab something real quick, but keep me updated. Obviously, I'll keep myself updated with this if Evan is still in the chat. If Evan's still, he thinks the Nets are the Knicks are New York's team. 1 second. You keep still discussing, though.
So we'll see there. Yeah. Urshela with a right line drive to right for a base hit. Now they got first and second, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Now bring up Clint Frazier. Luca, what's going on in the Knicks game right now? And what are your thoughts on the game?
They just called timeout. It is an 8-point game. The Knicks are still up. It's a very good game. We actually turned over the ball a little bit over the past minute or two. Playing good, solid defense. They're a hard unit. The Nets are a hard offense to stop, and especially carried by Kyrie Irving. The shooting's been good. RJ making a 3 here and there. Reggie Bullock has 19 points. I want to say Julius Randle is passing off the ball. Derrick Rose has a nice game. It's going well right now, but they have to continue this in the 4th quarter. They cannot slow down.
No. Good. So I'm still not completely getting my hopes up yet, considering past history, but I got hope for the Knicks. What are they at now, record-wise?
The Knicks are 25-25. The Nets stand at, I believe, 36-14. I want to say.
Yeah.
The Nets stand at 34-16.
Yeah. Okay. Not a huge gap. I mean, I like what Bullock said the other day. We're not scared of their big 3 because we got a big 5 right here. I like that comment. That shows he got faith in his team, and I respect that.
Motivation too.
So, yeah, exactly. So obviously we'll see how that turns out. Then they go to Boston.
Go to the Celtics, who actually were better than them record-wise.
Yeah. Did we beat them the first half?
We blew them out.
I wish that's the one reason I can still wish I was in school is because I knew so many Celtics fans that used to pick on me for being a Knicks fan. I'd love to speak to them right now. Frazier, what a play by the shortstop, but he's not going to get anything out of it. So now the bases are loaded once again. Nice play by Galvis. Just couldn't make the throw on that.
Everybody
slide and stop. Could not get his balance back. That's the only problem there. So now they got the bases loaded.
Alex, I need that to charge. No, give me a second. Of course, Alex being disruptive.
Yeah. interrupting the stream.
Hey, it's my stream. My
Out
channel.
the plate, DJ LeMahieu? Really? Because if it's your channel, then where are you at right now?
Somewhere.
LeMahieu up to the plate. Pitch. Inside. 1-0.
RJ just defended LaMarcus Aldridge really well. That's a height advantage nobody has. That's a height advantage Aldridge has. So, and whose ball is it? That ball's still in play somehow. Kyrie Irving misses 3. Reggie Bullock with the rebound. If Potato meets the Celtics, fine. I'm just waiting. He says, I'm just waiting for them to choke in the playoffs like the Clippers.
Yeah.
It is a. Randall has 4 triple doubles this season. Count. No way Randall just got another triple double.
LeMahieu's 2-1.
Right.
Line drive, base hit into right field. 1 run will score. 2 runs. No, Urshela held up. The bases are still loaded. It's 7-0. Yankees. DJ LeMahieu, he comes in the clutch.
Randall has his. Yes.
You're lagging. Luca, you're lagging a little.
Rebounds, I think something like 14 points and 11.
Yeah, you're lagging a little bit. I heard some of that. And I think he just got booted. Yeah, he just got booted from the stream. So the Orioles are changing pitchers right now. I'm not sure who they're bringing in just yet, but still bases loaded in the bottom of the 6th. Yankees are up 7-0 right now. Look around the. Let's see what the Mets. They're up 2-0 right now. Jacob deGrom's having a nice game so far. He's only given up 3 hits. So interesting down in Philly. That again, this is a Mets opening day. They did not play this weekend against Washington. Washington's game even got played. I don't know. He was lagging really badly, and then we lost him.
Nice. All right.
So he was trying to mention Julius Randle. He was trying to mention something about Julius Randle, but I could hardly understand him.
He's like,
Yeah, exactly. Alex, you're gonna have to update the scoreboards. 7-0 Yankees. Let me get a score update from. Let me get a score update from the Barclays Center.
Yes. You need an actual score update. So it is 86-77 New York Knicks.
Yes. With 4:02 left in the 3rd.
All right. Got something?
Well, I will. Obviously, I will keep up.
This room is a fucking mess right now. But that's okay.
This definitely seems like our most disorganized freaking show so far.
Yeah, pretty much. Let me add Luca back in.
I'm back.
He's still lagging. There he goes.
We should rename this podcast the Disorganized Podcast.
Yeah. Okay, the new pitcher for the Orioles is Max Scherzer. I don't know. I probably butchered the living hell out of this guy's name.
He left again. Hold on.
He's having connection issues. Again, he was lagging really badly before.
Yeah. That in there. I'm good for me.
But so far.
All right.
On deck, Aaron Judge at the plate. Aaron Judge is up.
79 as of right now. Score is subject to change. 86. 79.
All right, Judge. He already got 1 home run today. He's 2 for 2.
Sean's going to
See if he
encourage
can hit
everybody to
another.
hit the homer and not extra base hits.
Yeah, okay. Alex, you still have it at halftime, third quarter, bud.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Green misses it. I was going to say, if you guys are hearing me well, Julius Randle has his 4th triple-double of the year.
Nice.
Good.
I'm sitting on a couch right now.
First pitch to Aaron Judge. Upstairs. 1-0.
Let's go, Yankees.
Boston actually leads 3-0 right now. After embarrassing themselves against the Orioles, they're beating the Rays.
Nice.
Yeah, it's interesting.
1-0 Judge. Outside 2-0. I like that. I want to see Stanton come up. I want to see if he can learn how to hit in the clutch again.
Don't get your hopes up, question mark.
He's got to prove himself.
You know what this team's about, right? Exactly.
Game 4 of the year. He needs to step up.
We're not going to update the score constantly because, it's actually not. They just went to a commercial. So it's 86-82. The New York Knicks are winning.
I would say Alex, if I were you, I would just change it at every timeout or every time the clock stops.
That's what I'm doing.
That might
guys,
be the safest.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow these guys on social media, except for Sean. He's weird. He gets paid by the Titans. So does Luca. Anyway, watching the Knicks game, watching the Yankees game as well. I'm kind of doing a double whammy at once. With that, you guys, feel free to ask questions, comments. We're going to be doing
3-1.
We're going to be 3-1 count. We're going to be doing a segment later on in the show, doing based on some of the rules that were proposed with the NFL. Talk about this Sam Darnold trade a little bit more, maybe depending on what guests we have on. I know one of my guests from Uncut Sports News is supposed to come on, and we're also going to talk about 20 questions about our favorite things about baseball. So, guys, it's going to be a fun show tonight.
Is warming up. Luis Cessa, your other favorite player.
So, guys, feel free to comment. I appreciate the guys who comment, like, subscribe. Let's see, the 3rd, 4th video in a row, which was yesterday's recap video for the Yankees series against Blue Jays, hit 100 views. 4th video in a row. So thank you guys. And Judge pops out. I think that's a foul ball. I'm an idiot.
Oh, so they were in Savannah, and then it would be an out. Remember the freaking independent rules.
I don't know.
Hicks is on deck. He's another one who
Data says,
needs to step it up.
How does the Darnold trade affect the NYG draft? The only way it affects it, Potato, is that if the Giants want, Carolina's not taking a quarterback. And I think, in my opinion, this is my opinion, reports may come out tomorrow, whatever, that now that they have the quarterback in Carolina.
Bring the bat.
Come on, that's right down the plate. I think that they might want to trade back now and get those picks back because, they lost a 6 this year. Yeah, sure. But maybe picks for next year because they lost 2 picks for next year, 1 for this year. So that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, it also helps Sam out in that regard.
Luca, your team didn't do that all the time he was in New York. I don't know why you're expecting it. I don't know why you're rooting on him now.
Yeah, the last several months we've been begging to get him gone. Yeah. Hicks is up at the plate. Pitch inside. Going in. So what are we saving all those good stuff for after both games? So it leads to less distractions. Because the Yankee game is they're in the bottom of the 6th, so they should only have about an hour or so left if they stop scoring, which I hope they don't. And the Knicks game is already in the 3rd, so.
Potato says, next Ryan Tannehill was born and he plays for Carolina, excuse me. Yeah, basically, that's a pop out. That's how you get under That's how you get under the ball. Can't do that. And he almost died going into the net.
End of the sixth. It is 7-0 Yankees. Alex, your scoreboard's wrong. All right, let's see. Luca, what's going on in Brooklyn?
88-82.
Okay. In Philadelphia right now, the Mets are up 2-0 for our Mets fans in the chat. If you are, I feel sorry for you, but that's just how it goes. In Boston, the Red Sox are up 3-0. I'm going to switch to the Mets game for a minute. I want to see what's going on down in Philadelphia. And Hoskins botched a pick at first base. Oh, moron. That was a good throw by Didi. Yeah, they're in the top of the fifth. Mets got one on. That's can't tell who that is on first. I think that's I don't know. I'm not gonna guess. I don't know this team very well, but Pete Alonso is up for the Mets. Kinsler is the pitcher for the Phillies. Alonso's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run. There's my boy Didi. I miss you, bud. Please come home. Miss you. Decent sized crowd in Philly. Alonso swung at a crappy pitch. Why are you so quiet? Why am I the only one talking?
I'm watching.
Testing something for a surprise. Luca knows about it. You better shut up and not say anything, Luca.
It's going to be the umpire's mask, isn't it?
No, it's not that.
So, chat, how was everybody's Easter? How was everybody's Easter?
How's everybody's, Passover?
Alonso.
Anything else you celebrate? Let's go around the table and ask that. Sean, how was your Easter?
My Easter went pretty good. I got 2 whole baskets, one with 4 bags of chips, and I already ate 3 of them. Got tons of candy. Had some cousin came over, so it was a good weekend for me, and ate a ton of food this weekend. So, and I was off of work on Sunday, so I could actually stay home and watch the Yankees lose. As Luis Cessa is now in the. Why'd they take out Montgomery? How many pitches was he at?
Someone look that up, please.
I got it. I'm already on MLB.com.
Yeah.
I don't know. I took him out already.
Yeah.
It was only 6th inning. But yeah, my Easter went pretty good. Let me just get an update before we get to you, Luca. Of course, MLB.com won't tell me. Amazing. Yeah, it doesn't.
Canada's 0-2.
Say on MLB.com.
That's not my surprise, I promise. It's going to be on ESPN probably.
All right, I'll try ESPN. ESPN.
He has to do some dumpster diving. Scores 88-89 at the end of the third quarter. Nets lead.
88. What? They freaking blew it already? Oh, that's another thing we got to keep an eye on tonight. 9 o'clock, men's basketball championship for March Madness.
Oh yeah.
Once this game is over, I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Okay, game half.
I put the correct banner up.
Who's got good? Who you guys got tonight? I got Gonzaga. I had 73 pitches for Montgomery. 73 pitches for Montgomery.
Who's Gonzaga playing?
It's Gonzaga versus Baylor. I got Gonzaga winning.
Oh yeah, I got Gonzaga.
Me too.
Yay! None of my screens freezing out and shit. It's perfect. Thank you, me. Thanks to me.
What a douche. Booger, how was your Easter? How did you how'd you enjoy your Easter break? Because I know you guys don't celebrate Easter this weekend.
Yeah.
Easter break was good. We obviously came to see you, Sean. How fun.
Yeah.
Didn't really much do else.
Yes.
We obviously went live for the opening day, and nothing much else.
Alex, how was your spring break?
My spring break was swell. You guys got to watch Yankees on this YouTube channel. Got to talk to Robert over the spring break. Robert Pimsner, guys. If you haven't already, check out the last episode of the Boys in the Big Apple podcast. Interesting conversation.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Add to that, we saw you for the first time in how many months, so that was obviously a displeasure.
Hey, look at the bright side. Once this stream is over, we can start looking at Yankee tickets for later in the summer.
True.
Yep.
True. The Mets tickets.
Note to those, though, because we're looking at the game at Citi Field in September when the Yankees head over to Queens. If you're looking to buy Yankee tickets, they're only available for April 21st. So that's the end of the inning. Guys. So if you're looking for Yankee tickets, just be aware of that. Plan accordingly because it's kind of tough right now with trying to order tickets and restrictions and everything. And Alex, another thing I want to bring up before we get into anything. Obviously, it's a touchy subject for a lot of people right now, but Atlanta Braves, they moved All-Star game. That's interesting.
To be honest with you, that I really don't want to touch. I mean, we could just remark it as a headline. No, I know,
yeah.
but a lot of people have different political opinions and that stuff.
No, I know, and we're not going to take it to that point. I just wanted to bring it up. I'll ask you guys this: where do you think it's getting moved to? I'm going to say Texas. Say Texas, Luca.
Texas makes sense.
All right.
Everybody says Texas.
Yeah.
So that's just interesting. I know that's been a very big topic of discussion. And feel free to leave your thoughts. We won't get too much into that because we know.
There's a political
how
background.
Everybody feel. Yeah. So just leave your comments. Let us know how you guys feel about that. We're curious to see what you guys think.
Got a surprise. Sean's not going to be happy, but it is the middle of the seventh inning.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Clap.
Clap.
What's going on, Brooklyn?
It's 93-91.
When you first started playing that, oh, never mind.
All right, go ahead.
Yay! Clap.
You were going to say something before I started playing God Bless America.
That's what I was going to say. I thought you were going to play. No, I was asking, what's the score? What's going on in Brooklyn right now?
It's now 95-91. We still got time.
Alex,
Sure. Timeout. Knicks. Comment what you think.
7-0 Yankees as they go to the bottom.
Let's see. 88. We're at 91. Don't listen to Sean. He's never touched a musical instrument in his life other than a recorder.
See, if I were to own one, I would just hit someone over the head with it. So
yeah, he
stands up at the plate.
A violent object. And that's unfortunate because Sean. That's the way Sean is.
I feel like that makes better use of it, in my opinion.
Yep.
Nice swing, Stanton. Nice swing.
All right, hold on. I got another one. Do a quick test.
Is this why you were gone for like 10 minutes? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Why are you swinging? Stan's got another ugly at bat. Oh, and 2 on Stanton. Luca, what's the situation in Brooklyn? Keep us updated like I've been doing with the Yankees.
Well, Alex put it up. It's 95-91. We still have time. I don't know. I forgot how many minutes. Let me
One more quick thing, and I'll shut it off. Hold on. I know you guys really like the organ playing.
Yeah, we're so enthusiastic right now. 1-2 on Stanton. That's a high fly ball. Shallow center. He's got it. Stanton, come on, man. Pick it up. There's a look at that Stanton.
The end. Hopefully not. They have 9:52 left in the fourth quarter. So take that as you will. Hopefully they can do something so we can prove to these Nets fans, oh my God, James Harden, LaMarcus Aldridge, all these other idiots. Because that's not the way you build a sports team. If you guys go back to the first episode of the Boys in the Bag Apple podcast with Cop Hizzle and Atana, Cop Hizzle said, that's not how you build a sports team. So I'm against what the Nets are doing. I agree. You're buying it out. You're buying out a team.
And I don't want to hear anyone say, and I've said this a million times, I'll say it again, I don't want to hear, but the Yankees buy their champions. No, we build through the system. We sign people that are irrelevant and turn them into something. As they almost hit Torres in the head. Look at Glaber. He was just a prospect when we got him. Look at Luke Voigt. He was a nobody. Mike Talkman, nobody. So I don't want to hear, but the Yankees
obviously get into something.
Yeah, so this dude got a flip phone. Look at this.
What is the level of technology?
This dude, like 20 years old, he holding a flip phone sideways, recording. I want to hear. I wish I could.
1999.
I wanted to hear the commentary. I'm gonna definitely record the freaking replay tomorrow because I gotta hear that. He got a flip phone and he holding this sideways.
What are we, 1999? God. Pitches swung. It was not a strike. It was never going to be a strike.
2-2 on Torres. Oh, that's funny. I never. The dude's not even like old enough. Freaking Luca never talks. He gets a chance and you interrupt him.
Yeah, I was just watching the replay and I see the guy for this flip phone.
You used to call me on my flip phone.
Okay, you're gonna get
love. Call me on my flip phone.
Alex, how much do I have to pay you to never sing again on camera?
Pretty large amount.
It's a 1-point game in Brooklyn. 6 with 94.
Okay. Torres, fly ball, right field for the out. Let's see, what's the chat up to right now?
You know what I find?
Yeah, I like it.
That a lot of people.
But the Yankees buy all the lower league teams. So we don't buy the. No, we don't. Again, we don't buy our championship. We just
buy it. Just what was I gonna say?
We're not the Brooklyn Nets where we think buying championships is gonna solve anything.
Yeah, we
doesn't matter. They're still even if they make it to the championship, they're losing to the Lakers. So
score is 94-95. The Knicks were, I believe, just hit with a foul.
Yeah.
So
Sanchez is up right now. 1-0
Why
count.
is this coming down? Thank you. I'm actually in New York City. I'm not anywhere else. I've got the skyscrapers behind me. See?
But you're in Brooklyn, so that angle would be kind of weird, wouldn't it?
Shut up.
What are you
Talk
swinging
about
at?
that. What are you swinging at?
See,
Pitch
yeah,
is at
exactly. A pitch
angles.
and that's why I'm thinking Sanchez really hasn't changed that much. I still see a lot of the same.
I'm gonna say I said this when we were on PS4. I'll say it again. A lot of these people on Twitter, calling people Sanchez haters, which is fine for the people who don't want Sanchez to succeed. Yeah, sure, call them out. But for the people that are just hard on Sanchez and want him to do better, instead of just hitting a home run every freaking at bat, that's a different story. So, what's the clickbait analytic bugs? Smile.
Now, did you guys see that in MLB The Show they're adding analytics to the game?
That you said it was roster projections.
Yeah, like they're going to project how well your players are going to perform, stuff like that.
All right, the Nets just hit another 3. It is 194. 8 minutes left
Perfect
to go.
game in Chicago. Cubs are perfect through 6. They're up 4-0.
All right.
And Boston's up 5-0. They're not embarrassing themselves. 1-2 to Sanchez. He swung on and missed. What else is new?
I want to see what his average is. Sean, you can check that on MLB.
Yeah, I'm gonna look right now. That shows OPS. I'm honestly not buying the Sanchez hype just yet. I'm not trying to be a negative Yankees fan here, but he's not.
I'm not either.
200. It's 200. It's not even good. He's 2 for 10, right?
What?
I think he's 2 for 10 if I'm not wrong.
I don't. It might actually, yeah. I think he's hit. I think he's had 3 hits this season. I'll check under his player profile. He hasn't gotten any hits. He's got, I think, 3 strikeouts.
Regardless, he's trying to swing for the home run like everybody else is.
Home run at bats. How many at bats is? Excuse me. 3 homers. Let me start again. 3 hits. 3 hits. 2 homers. How many at bats has he had so far today?
I'd say 2 or 3.
You can check that though.
3. I think it's 3 or 4 actually.
So 3 for 17, 3 for 18. That's what he is. I'm not expecting anyone to get off this, hot start. But once again, this is Gary Sanchez. I'm sorry. I'm just laying out the expectations for all the analytic bugs that don't want to hear that. Go ahead and go somewhere else. I'm sorry. This is Gary Sanchez.
The Yankee fans too that are trying to silence all the haters. Don't get me wrong. I want Sanchez to succeed. I'm not trying to say, I hope he fails, stuff like that, so we can go out and get a real catcher. No, he needs to do better. He's making the same mistakes he was making a year ago. I'm sorry. I know I'm being critical of him. I understand it's only game 4. He's still got 158 games to work with. But come on, that's getting a little ridiculous. He has not proven to me yet that he belongs in pinstripes. He has not. The first several years, he looked like the catcher of the future. Yep. But the last 2 years, I thought differently. He needs to prove himself. And so far, 2 home runs, he's got to do more. Again, I get it. It's only game 4. I'm not trying to freak out or nothing. I'm freaking out right now. Talkman's into the game and left, but he needs to. Why'd they take Judge out?
It's a good question.
Why did they take Judge out?
Frazier on his phone? My coach would have killed me.
That's an analytics thing, Alex. For the hitter. God.
I don't understand.
I'm just.
You go ahead.
I'm just sick. I'm sick of all these people that are trying to hype him up after 2 home runs. That's seriously what our game's turned into, and it's honestly pathetic. 50 years ago, I'm not trying to sound like a boomer. I'm not. But 50 years ago, they would have laughed at you if you thought that was good. I'm sorry. I'm an old school baseball fan. I'm not trying to live in the past. I'm not going to live in the past. But things need to change. They really need to change. And it looks like the Knicks are slowly choking.
as much as I hate to say that, Potato called
Alex,
you a
go
boomer,
ahead.
and I agree. What was I gonna say? First of all, I hate that card that they pull out. What the hell? Why? Fucking cheat sheet? What do we have? We're taking a driver's test or something like that.
The only person that should have that is the catcher. The catcher is the only one that should have that cheat sheet because it tells them what pitch to throw. That I can get behind. But these outfielders, infielders, I go ahead. I'm speechless.
Also, what bothers me and the analytic bugs, I don't care. Come to my channel, actually, come on my show. The analytic bugs, that's what I call them. There's no other name that I call them. I call them the analytic bugs. MLB should be doing, we want to test these rules in the minor leagues. Yeah, no problem. What the fuck are we doing with 4 outfielders? That's cheating, in my opinion. What is that? Being a smart ass, analytics, it hits to the gap. No, get the hell out of here with that shit.
Yeah, honestly.
Play the game like a man, or just don't play it at all. I'm sorry. A lot of people in this analytic age of baseball, my coach is even teaching me stuff analytic based and stuff like that. But come on, 4 outfielders? Really? We're not in Little League where you have a left fielder, a left center fielder, a right fielder, a right center fielder. It's just not happening.
And that brings down
exactly.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I see, when I scroll through Instagram, I like to read a lot of comment sections on different topics. I was reading, what people had to say about the change in the shift, and all I see is nice pitch. Sessa pitching all right so far. And all I see is, the hitter just needs to improve and stop catering to the casuals. That's not what it's about. Because if you look back then, they didn't need shifts to win.
Exactly.
All the shift shows is you don't believe in the fielder in that position. That's what it shows. That shows to me that they have no faith that a right-hander. Like,
what's going on?
What?
Randall and Timothy Labuau Cabarro were shoving each other because Randall was pushing hard and Randall's talking shit.
It's a rivalry game for you.
Shit. Keep talking shit, TLC, you little bitch.
Again, on the tour of trash and players, just like Troy Young.
Keep us updated on that. But what I was saying is,
I see what happened
with the shift.
The refs are not doing anything though, so that's
righty at the plate.
I apologize.
All I'm saying with the shift is, if you got a righty at the plate and you're putting 3 men on the the right side, it shows that you got no faith in your second baseman or even your first baseman for that matter. That's what that tells me, which means they got no faith in DJ LeMahieu, and it shows that they got no faith in Gleyber Torres when it's the left side. I mean, don't get me wrong, Gleyber's been struggling, so it's a little more understandable on his side, but I'm not buying the shift. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear this. Oh, that was a little high. I'm not buying this. The hitters need to just learn to hit the other way. Yes, they do, but 4 outfielders, you're making it impossible. It's ridiculous. Hitting a baseball is hard enough as it is. Trust me, we all know because we've all played baseball. You guys still do.
And it's not even the fact of, they're testing out the rules in the minor league. Just do something to ban 4 outfielders. If you have shift, it pisses me off, but, at the same time, that's not 4 outfielders. It is, but it's not 4 outfielders. Ban 4 outfielders, stick with the shift until the rule is, implemented or whatever. I'm sorry, that's something you can do. You're not going to test a rule in the minor leagues, 4 outfielders. Cut the crap already.
Honestly.
Which are unreasonable bullshit that this game has become, and it's so depressing. It really is. We're gonna take care. We're gonna get rid of the minor league teams. We're gonna put analytics and gimmicks into baseball, so just the millennials are just put in. No, but we're gonna take the old school baseball out of the game. And trust me, it's fine. The game is changing and shit like that. But don't be coming out here. You have the cheating. That's literally cheating. Having 4 outfielders, where are you going to hit it? We know why we have 5 outfielders. Why don't we just add an extra person on the field? Let's have 10 fielders. Let's have 10 fielders. 5 in the infield, 5 in the outfield. Let's do that. 10 infielders, 5 infielders, 5 outfielders. Let's do that. Sick of this shit.
Well,
this fucking game has become a literal joke.
LeMahieu with the force out at second. It really has, and the worst part about it is they're messing with player development that way by experimenting these in the minor league systems. How you gonna, and the sad thing is, and this was brought up by our guest last week, everything that's tested in the minors eventually makes its way to the majors. And some of these things have been ridiculous. Let's get away from the analytics for a minute. The runner on second. That's a gimmick. Even Zach Campbell, I was just watching his video the other day, opening day of Yankee Stadium. Highly recommend you subscribe to him. He's got some great baseball content. Even he said, no place in this game in a major league stadium should there be a runner on second. That's a gimmick. Let's even look at last year when they were trying to propose postseason gimmicks where the top team can choose their opponent. What is this, wrestling? What are you gonna? I challenge Alex for the WWE title. No, I get that never happened, and I'm glad it didn't. But let me give you a perfect example of what can happen if you keep messing with the game the way they are. I'm a NASCAR fan. I'm a diehard NASCAR fan. Always have, always will be. They made so many changes to cater to my generation. They lost and killed their old fan base. Now, I'm not going to discredit NASCAR for a lot of their moves because they've made some very good moves these last couple. Ever since Brian France was gone, they've made some nice moves. The new schedule, love it. The new car that's coming out, love it. Stage racing, hate it. The playoff system, hate it. I get my favorite driver won the title with it, but hate it. Other racing leagues, they haven't made those changes. Look at F1, look at IndyCar, nice pitch from Sessa to end the inning. They're completely fine, and they have not made they have not made changes like NASCAR has. NASCAR is the only sport or company, organization, whatever word you want to use, that's been, making these drastic changes, and they killed their fan base. I'm sorry, they did. Now, don't get me wrong, they've brought in a ton of new fans, and I think they have a bright future, but basing it off of that 2015, 2017 stretch, I'm going to say, maybe you can even stretch that a little long. I'm just throwing out numbers. They killed their fan base. And at the rate MLB is going with these changes, they're on the same boat. And it's getting ridiculous. It really is. I'm sorry. It just is. They keep this up, they're next. It's already getting bad enough with some of the, COVID changes with, the runner on second and the 7-inning doubleheaders. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm sick of it. I know I'm rambling here, but this has gotten out of hand at this point. And this pandemic, I think, is starting to really ruin sports, and the fact that now is the time where they're trying to experiment with things and stuff like that. The pandemic, I think, was just an excuse for MLB to add some of these changes, because they've been talking for years about this runner on second rule. They've been talking for years about 7-inning doubleheaders, and now they got the opportunity. This pandemic has really messed with the sport big time, and it's honestly depressing.
I want to get to Luca's point on it, but first, I obviously absolutely agree with you. And, I'll get to Potato's question in a minute, because how would you rank the commissioner in Major USA Sports? I don't necessarily know how to answer that. I think you're asking, how would you rank all the commissioners in USA Sports, like MLB, NHL, and whatever. But honestly, I only know 3 of them, 4, if NASCAR counts. But it's not going to work in the long run, and what MLB is doing is not going to work. But they're still going to do it anyway. And all the millennials and the Generation Z and whatever you want to call them, they're just sitting on their phones in the outfield, not even watching the game. They don't care. They just say, half the time. I see. Half the time for millennials to go out there, they just say, it's a good experience. Yeah, for you to get out of the house. For you to get out of the house. Yeah. Not for you to watch the game. I'm going to bond with my boyfriend. I'm bonding with my girlfriend, whatever. You know what? Okay, fine. You can go out there and bullshit. But still, you know what? Rob Manfred's thing is not working. And shame on people. I'm sorry. I know a lot of Yankee fans that come after me for this. Shame on guys like Joe Torre and the guys in the MLB front office. Shame on them because they're letting this happen, and Rob Manfred's going to change the game. He's going to mimic the game. Sure, you could say he's 62 years old. I don't care. He wants to change the game for his own benefit. Try to get the more money into it by catering to the millennials. You know what? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. It's just not going to work. We've seen this with different sports before. It's just not going to work.
It's Gen Z. It's Gen Z now because they can't. Their attention span is so low. As soon as your phone comes out, that's it. You're going to be disconnected from the game, and you have no clue what's going on. Bruce swinging for the home run again. But Manfred's got to go. I'm sorry. The Astros incident and the Red Sox incident with the cheating scandals, I've had it with him, honestly. He's got to go. He's got to go. If you want to rate commissioners, I never thought I'd say this, but he's worse than Roger Goodell. He is. I never thought I'd say that in my lifetime, that someone could be worse than Roger Goodell. But we've come to that point, and I'm basing it off the Astros. Why? The Astros cheated. Not once, twice. 2019, they did nothing. You could see the scanner, the buzzer, under his shirt. Don't pull my shirt off. Why? I wonder. Oh, no evidence. Sanchez literally pulled it up and showed you all on Instagram. It was so blatantly obvious. 2019, that's reason number one. Reason number two, what was their punishment in 2017? Oh, a loss of draft picks and fines and whatever. What does that do?
What about for the players?
Nothing. And you know why? There's a players' association with Fight Back. He has created such divide within MLB. It's ridiculous. Last year, perfect example. They couldn't agree on anything to bring baseball back. Manfred, we're going to have a season. Just kidding, we might not. Oh, now we're having a 60-game season. They should have been going in June.
You had all the time to prepare for this. You had a lot of time.
Oh, let's give players 1 week before the season starts to get prepared. Yeah, come on. Manfred's got to go. I'm sorry. He has created such divide within MLB. It's ridiculous. It is beyond ridiculous.
Luca,
I've had it.
Luca, go ahead.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
No. I want to hear your view on all of this.
I agree with Sean. The pandemic has only ruined the sport, and Manfred continues to be the worst. How he deals with certain situations is ridiculous.
What's going on in Brooklyn?
109. Actually, that just changed. 105, 109 Nets.
How much time is left?
240.
Okay.
So we're shaping down to the bottom of things. In both games, no less.
Okay. All right, Luca, keep us updated on that. If the Knicks can cut it down to a one-possession game. As of right now, Urshela just hit that one deep to center. That's still playable for the second out. They're in the bottom of the eighth. Yankees lead by a touchdown. Chapman's warming up, so we might get to see Aroldis Chapman's debut after being suspended for 2 games. Obviously, you didn't see him yesterday.
Yeah, all right. Knicks got back the ball. Nerlens Noel just got blatantly fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Mets are still up 2-0. They're in the top of the 7th in Philadelphia. Frazier is up. He's 1 for 3. Swinging for the homer, and freaking this all his teams go
That's
for.
how the Yankees do it. What are you talking about, Sean? You're a boomer. You're a boomer.
Yeah, God forbid I want more action by just swinging for base hits instead of home runs every play or every pitch. 0-1 inside. Tomorrow the Yankees are back in action at 6:35. It'll be Garrett Cole versus I don't know this guy's first name, Kramer for Baltimore. Isn't that a guy from Seinfeld?
He just missed his second foul shot. Didn't even make any though.
Frazier again swinging for the 4 train and completely misses. 1-2.
That is 1-2.
2-point game.
2-point game. Okay, good. Each commissioner works to like we said before, Potato. It's really hard to rate them all because we don't follow a ton of sports. The sports we follow, obviously, you put a lot of time and effort into, but we only really know NBA, NFL, and MLB, and for me, NASCAR. So we don't know hockey that well. We don't know soccer that well. So F1 might finally get competitive with budget cap and new car designs, but it will be boring until they get some proper tracks on the calendar. Well, I agree with that. I'm not a big F1 guy, but I have watched them before, and I've heard a lot of good things about F1, so I'm definitely I gotta take some more time to watch them. 3-2 on Frazier. Outside ball 4. I like that. Isn't Goodell just NFL team owner's puppet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
The problem is that both the MLB and the NFL have their ways of defending the billionaire owners. That's the problem.
Potato commented too, I challenged the Astros to a trash banging competition. I think I'm up on that. I'll join that. Potato, in case you didn't know, 2 years ago, before the pandemic, the Staten Island Yankees, the minor league team for the New York Yankees, which we discussed in the last episode, actually had a promotion in September. That pitch gets away. Frazier's going to easily walk to second. They actually had a promotion, and me and my father were actually considering going up to Staten Island to go. They were actually giving away Staten Island Yankee trash cans when they welcomed the Astros minor league team, the Tri-City. I don't remember their name.
Valley Cats.
Yeah. So that that was a fun way of trolling. That actually got some national attention. I think that was on CBS Sports.
Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's not like they didn't deserve it.
Yeah, honestly. I can't wait to see Alex, what do you think? Maybe we should go on live when they welcome Houston to the Bronx.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think that'd be a good idea.
Same.
But the only problem is we're not going to be able to hear the crowd reactions.
Yeah.
We'll see. I was thinking, too, about, different games we can go on for. We'll see. We got time to work this stuff out.
Because you're ahead of me.
What?
Status in the Nets game?
I'm watching a critical moment right now. Just give me a sec.
What did he say?
He says he's watching a critical moment.
I just want to know what the score. Just what's the score? That's all we want to know for right now.
It's 108-112, 55 seconds left. Randall for his second free throw.
Wait, the Knicks leading or?
Brooklyn's up.
Oh. Well, Mayhew walks on 4 pitches. The Yankees got 2 on.
Juge is up. All right. Probably around the end of both of these games, I'll post a call-in link, and then we'll obviously do some talking about the NFL, and obviously we have that March Madness game going, and obviously.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get an update on that real quick. And they're in commercial, so yeah, we'll obviously keep you updated on March Madness. Who do you guys got tonight? You got Baylor or Gonzaga? Let us know. Who you guys got?
Earlier. I said Gonzaga.
Yeah, I got Gonzaga tonight. Is that Talkman there? At first.
Yeah, he's playing first base.
God, what happened to Andujar playing first?
I don't know.
All right, let's see if March Madness back. No. The Dallas Mavericks beat Utah 111-103. Wow.
Interessante.
Talkman is up. Because remember, they took Judge out, Alex.
Yeah.
I don't know why, and it's kind of concerning. I'm not going to lie.
Maybe it's just a defensive replacement. I think we would have got something by now.
I don't want to say the game is over because it's never truly over, but it's a big lead, so I don't know if that's what they're going for, just to get Talkman some playing time. I mean,
Yeah,
kind of
I don't
embarrassed
blame them
himself.
for that. And a lot of people, just as a Yankee topic, I think a lot of people have been questioning the fact that I think it's been in the last 2 to 3 games before this. Gardner was in the lineup on Sunday, so actually 2 games before that. Well, both, obviously. In that case, like a lot of people were questioning why Brett Gardner was replacing Clint Frazier in the later innings.
Knicks just
No,
forced the
here's
key.
something. Good.
Knicks just forced the key turnover. 37 seconds left. It is a 3-point game. 109-112.
Okay.
How many seconds?
37.9.
Once that game is over, I kind of want to get into that Boone statement he made about Stanton yesterday. I kind of want to get into that once that Knicks game is wrapped up. I don't want to get into it. Alex, it's 109-112. I don't know if you want to update that or not.
I will update that. Poor
The game is tied.
Yes.
Let's go.
Burks with a clutch 3.
Burks is.
Re-sign him now. Re-sign him.
Yeah.
Come on, we got to close out defense. Close out defense for the rest of the quarter, please.
I'm sorry. I'm turning to this.
Luca, commentate. Keep us updated. I want to hear everything because I can't watch it.
Big shot, Alec Burks.
Yeah, keep commenting. Commentating. You don't have to be announcer style. Just commentate. I want to hear what's going on.
Be the commentator.
Well, it's 25 seconds. There's obviously a shot clock, 24 seconds. Kyrie has the ball. Each team with a timeout. Ball George loose. Call timeout. Oh my God. Don't tell me that's a foul.
Chapman's still warming up in the pen. 3, 2, 1, Talkman. Talkman strikes out to end the inning. They go to top of the 9th. 7-0 Yanks.
Yep. Just trying to fix something. All right, here we are.
That's not a foul. That's not a foul.
So they call a late foul.
No, they didn't call a late foul. It just wasn't a foul.
What?
What? So it wasn't and it wasn't.
Yeah, they blew the. It was called a foul, but it's not. It shouldn't be.
So the refs are coming in for the Nets again. All right, I'm sorry if the game ends that way. Then I'm gonna pull something up. Let's make sure I have it.
$114, 112 Brooklyn. 3 seconds to go.
They better. I think they should force quickly on the floor just in case of a foul.
Yeah. No, I think you give it to Burke again.
Luca, who do you say they give it to?
Burks, probably. Do you go for the tie or do you go for the win?
You go for the tie, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Should be the main goal.
And obviously, Luca, do some commentating.
Come on, Knicks.
Commentator would say that.
Hey, if you're MSG.
I mean, Coors Field is expected to be the site of the All-Star game.
Why?
What's up, Evan? What's going on, man? Obviously, we're still at the bitter end of the Nets game and bitter end of the Yankees game. So one thing's going right for us as of right now. Obviously, guys, Paul Pierce got fired by ESPN. Yes, we know. Obviously, after the 2 games, I'll probably put in the call-in link, and you guys get to say whatever. Basically put your thoughts on Darnold trade and all the things that are happening in sports, other than the All-Star game thing, which obviously, as we said earlier, we're not really going to get into because of.
We're not going to get into it, but we'd like to hear your opinion. So if you want to just obviously keep the chat civil, let's not. If anybody starts instigating, you will be kicked. Let's just kind of get that out of the way.
Yeah.
So you're free to voice your opinion. Just don't.
Luca, commentate.
We lost. That's.
All
right.
Oh well, I mean, now we got the Yankees. They're in the top of the 9th.
Right.
Alex, I would just leave up the final score for a little while until we start getting into other stuff. Only because technically this is a watch party for Knicks and Yankees. So I would leave that final score up. Tyler Wade is in his shortstop. Yippee-ki-yay. So happy to see this guy. Nice pitch from Chapman. One thing that's going to suck is we can't play New York, like we always do.
Yeah, what was I going to say? But I do want to play something.
I would say just put F for final. That's what I know. That's what I normally do.
Yeah. New York.
Okay. 9-0 Gonzaga. They just got started.
All right.
I'll switch to that once this game is over.
All right. So let's pull something up, everybody. I'm going to share my screen as we're watching the end of the Yankee game. If this would load.
Well, this is going to be Ken Singleton's final year. So, for now,
everybody.
yeah.
Gonna play something.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that the other day. I was laughing.
Real quickly, I just want to replay this one more time.
See, I can see Alex pulling something like that because he's supposed to be possibly an umpire for like.
Why would I do something?
Games.
Why would I do something?
Because you know what? I'm not going to get into it.
No. You're just picking your boogers over here. You know.
No, you're gonna be paid off by the other team, and you're gonna freaking
And you're not paid off by the Titans, the both of you.
No.
No. Stop, Sean. Sean, this is not the time to not say you are being paid off by the Titans. Yeah, you do. That's why you defended him on the last podcast episode.
He went.
Come on, he went.
Yes, he went. 1 down.
Great game for the Yankees.
And no, we are not singing New York if the Yankees win. We're not singing. Boston is up 7-0 in the top of the 7th. I don't think we can anyway. When we get, I don't know if that involves copyright or not. I mean, technically it's not theirs, so we're not using it. But
if he were singing, that's not copyright.
I don't know. Regardless, we're not singing. I don't care.
Sean's going to be singing some Christmas carols because he loves Christmas so much. He loves Christmas music. I don't know if he told you guys this when the first time he came on the channel. He loves Christmas music.
You're just talking out your ass at this point.
No. Sean, does he love Christmas music? Excuse me, I called Luca Sean.
Yeah. See, that kind of proves my point.
Luca, does he love Christmas music?
Yeah, sure he does.
Yeah, see?
Sarcasm.
No. Answer honestly, Luca. You have to answer honestly. This is called the Honest Podcast. Why would you swing at that? I have to be honest here.
I think he's paying attention.
He's picking his boogers. That's what he's
doing.
Yeah,
I saw that. I saw that.
He's going on.
It was like this.
Yeah, okay. That's what everybody says.
Typical Michael Franco is at the plate.
Franco Michael. That's his name.
0-2. Two fans there.
Honestly,
Gotta be
Sean loves
pretty-
Christmas carols. Sean
Straight through. Yo, it'd be pretty dope if you were those two fans sitting there. You got the spotlight all to yourselves.
Yep.
Nice pitch. And the Baltimore Orioles are down to their final out.
As we get closer,
2-0
call-in link.
Phillies in the top of the 8th. I'm going to get a quick update on March Madness for y'all. Their student section consists of a bunch of cardboard cutouts for Baylor.
Yeah.
It is 11-1 Baylor. I must have mixed up the scores before. 11-1 Baylor with 15:30 left in the first.
All right. I'm not going to try to echo here, but just give me 1 second. So I want to pin that, and I can't do it with StreamYard.
Well, we don't really need that because we're not really basing our stream off of that. I mean, we're going to be getting a little off topic from that anyway, so. I don't know. Chat, let us know. Do you want us to pin the March Madness score once the Yankee game is up?
I was not talking about the March Madness score. I was talking about the call-in link.
Oh.
Another idiot.
2-0 count on Severino. Around the league, I'll go around the league real quick. 7-0 Yanks, obviously. 4-2 Reds over the Pirates in the bottom of the 8th. Top of the 9th in Miami, Cardinals lead 4-1 over the Marlins. Mets lead the Phillies 2-0, top of the 8th. Nice pitch from Chapman. Bottom of the 7th, 7-0 Red Sox over the Rays. Rays are our next opponent. Top of the 7th in Chicago, Cubs lead 4-0. Hosting the asset. I'm talking here. No scoring. No, the game should be starting about 5 minutes.
Pennsylvanians try to mock New Yorkers.
Yeah, what? That's everybody, Alex. That's not Pennsylvania's thing.
Now let's point out Pennsylvanians. And that is a strike.
Dodgers A's are going to go in 9:40. I will continue in a second. It's a 2-2 count. Baltimore down to their final strike. Let's go, boys. Yes.
More.
Giants Padres, that will get going at 10:10. That is later on. White Sox Mariners, 10:10. I'll get into the finals in just a moment. 2-2. 2 outs. Top of the 9th. Yankees lead 7-0. Chapman. And he will eventually deal low and away. 3-2. Finals from earlier. Twins beat the Tigers 15-6. Blue Jays defeated the Rangers 6-2 in the first full capacity game since 2019. Royals beat the Indians 3-0. And then Braves and Nationals postponed due to COVID-19. That game is set to make up April 7th on Wednesday. 3-2 count. Chapman ready. Deal. Foul ball.
Fucking.
Hey, watch your language. It's not nice.
Shut up.
No. Alex, I'm telling you right now, they're not going to join. That chat you just put up, they ain't going to join.
Well, I know Keith might.
The Brewers done cut the lead down 4-3. Must have just hit a big home run.
Yes, I'm sorry for not using the correct language.
Better get canceled here.
Cancel.
Shut up, Luca. That means you're canceled. That means this whole stream and everybody on it is canceled. Does that mean the audience is canceled?
Yes. 3-2. Ball 4.
Come on.
I have to keep this going a little longer.
So the Knicks posted their down to the wire in Brooklyn, bounce back Wednesday. Then you got a net Giant fan putting the sweep emoji in.
I don't even want to hear anything from Nets fans. I'm not in the mood to listen to Brooklyn. I'm not. So I'm not in the mood to listen to their 10 fans and their bandwagon fans. So freaking they got fans out in Wyoming bragging, "Viva New York." No, let me rephrase. We run New York, y'all. Hell out of here. First pitch, cut on a miss. 0-1.
The fuck?
What are you doing?
Don't ask.
Yeah, I don't think he knows what he's doing.
Says, I'm a Nets fan, but I respect you guys. Nets fan, we run New Jersey. See, someone admits it.
Thank you.
I have respect. I have immediately gained respect for Evans Pittsburgh because I respected him before, but
you have officially earned all of our respect. I respect that comment.
Yeah, let's get it up here real quick.
0-2. Once again, 2 outs.
Proud that we run New Jersey. You should be proud. At least you run something.
Yeah, anything but New York.
Yeah.
Oh look! Wait, is that freaking flip phone guy?
No.
No? Oh, I thought that was him.
I feel like it's the guy next to flip phone guy.
That looked like flip phone guy, did it not?
Yeah, let's refer to him as flip phone guy.
He brought multiple phones to the game. He spent $10 on his flip phone and $500 on his iPhone. Not even like $1,000.
Maybe he's like going back in a time machine or something. Here, this is what happens to the Yankees on April 5th, 2021. Here's your flip phone. Maybe they're bringing an Amish community or something.
Hard on him, it's strike 3. Ball game over. The Yankees win. The Yankees win. 7-0 the final.
There, I had to play that.
I guess something. Now, if we get copyrighted, it's on you, Alex.
I'm just generally playing it, but anyway, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. You guys talk about just generally both games.
I'm gonna grab something too.
What?
Well, I'll recap. Okay, he just kind of left.
I'll wait till Luca gets back because I'm not gonna ditch the chat.
How about this? I'll recap the Yankee game. He'll recap the Knicks game. Alex, then you kind of just sum up all your thoughts. Yeah. I'll basically say this.
Our friend, the news. Agreed.
Guys. So I'll just say this. Sub Jack, haven't seen you in a while, a couple of years. Yankees, better performance. 7-0 win. Still swinging for the home run ball. I think 5 of their runs came off of home runs. Very typical Yankee style victory. Great pitching performance from Sessa, Chapman, and of course the starter Montgomery, who I think should have went a little longer than just 73 pitches. They were talking about this on Michael K yesterday. I think it was Michael K. Why is no, it wasn't Michael K. It was during the Yankee game. Now I remember. What's with all these pitchers with pitch limits? You notice that with Garrett Cole the opening day, 86 pitches was his limit. I think his name is Jose Barrios. Mm-hmm. He had a no-hitter. They took him out after 70 pitches through 6 innings. They took him out. So, to kind of add to our analytical discussion, you have a spring training for a reason. I don't see why there's pitch limits this early into the year. You could experiment with 6-man rotations, whatever. Anyway, I'll get back on topic. Nice all-around win from the Yankees. Still got some work to do, but hey, we're back at 500, right? It's a good start for the first 4 games. Obviously, we got Garrett Cole tomorrow, so see how everything plays out. Luca, give your recap on the Knicks game if you are ready.
Just 1 second. I'm trying to fix this table here.
Okay, Alex, Alex, do a quick Yankee recap before Luca does a Knick recap.
Well, I mean, wouldn't that not make sense? Because I'm going to combine both.
All right.
All right, whatever.
I'm ready.
All right.
Well,
just do a quick recap.
I saw this as a little bit of a missed opportunity for the Knicks. Yeah, that late foul was ridiculous, but we should have rebounded the original Joe Harris missed shot, which led to the foul. Rebounding's got to be better in the fourth quarter. I didn't necessarily like Tibbs giving the ball to Randall to try to win it. Well, not try to win it because they try to tie it within the arc. I would have given it to somebody who had the hot hand, like RJ, Alec Burks, Reggie Bullock, whoever. But I saw this as a missed opportunity for the Knicks, and I think they need to do – I think this is something to build off of. Obviously, Wednesday we face the Boston Celtics.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were up by what, 10 at the half?
Yes, they were.
So if anything, it just seems like they didn't finish, which is an obvious problem. I'm gonna give you guys a quick update on Baylor and Gonzaga, and of course their commercials. So you have to wait. Yeah, can't win them all, but I didn't see the game. Obviously, I'm gonna watch the highlights when when we're done here. But I just got to finish the game when you got to lead like that. And it seems like that's been happening. Throughout every game, with the exception of maybe the first one. They had a nice first quarter, and that was it for them.
Yeah.
They need to finish these games against these big teams. So, especially against a rival like Brooklyn. So, hopefully they'll bounce back in Boston on Wednesday. So,
what channel is the college basketball game on?
CBS. Luca, you have any Yankee thoughts? Comments?
I say it's a good all-around win. Obviously, we're swinging for the homer. We got runs contributed by the homer, obviously, but again, good all-around win. Montgomery was terrific in his first start, and yeah, I don't really have much to say. Otherwise, good win.
Yeah, so we're not all winners tonight, but we had a decent night.
Yep.
We got Baylor. They're down. Baylor's up 23-8. So definitely not the start I was expecting.
Neither was I.
I believe they said it's 25% capacity. This is actually I think this is at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Your favorite is back.
Now made 2 shots to their free throw shots. Now it's 23-10.
To
recap, got some work to do. I'm going to switch to the Mets game for a few minutes. In case we got any Mets fans in the chat, I don't think we do, but they're up 2-0. Bottom of the 8th, Phillies do have the tying run at the plate. May is pitching for the Mets. Andrew McCutchen up at the plate has not. I don't know if it's just me or not, but it doesn't seem like he has that same magic he once had in Pittsburgh.
Who?
Andrew McCutchen.
Yeah.
I know his time with the Yankees wasn't exactly great, but Alex, recaps on. Yeah.
Obviously, I was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, a little more paid attention to the Yankee game, but also I kept in track with the Knicks game. I guess typical Knicks loss, but they've gotten better. We knew that like there was some optimism, and I thought they played well for a team that's just about at 500 if under, and for a team that's playing a typically bought team. The Nets are a bought team, and I will keep saying that. But as far as the Yankee game goes, I would have to look up, how many they left on base in scoring position. But I thought they did well tonight. The pitching keeps on improving, keeps on going, and stuff like that. And that's basically what I have to say.
All right.
I got one thing.
Go ahead.
Do you think they just put in Chapman just to give him work?
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't pitched yet this year, so they kind of had to put him in eventually. If they keep up this pace like they did tonight, then is what it is there. It is what it is there. But again, nice win for the Yankees. They're back up to 2-2.
Yeah.
Baltimore, their first loss of the year. So always nice to take them down. Red Sox, however, they're trying to bounce back. They're up 7-0 against the Rays, who we see this weekend. That's going to be an intriguing series. See how the Yankees bounce back after last year.
Yeah.
3-1. The pitcher for the Mets is struggling to throw strikes, so it could be a good opportunity for Philly to
kind of improve.
Take advantage.
I might have another guest coming in besides the usual potato shouts to him. He's always active in this chat. But I might have another guest coming in quite soon. who knows baseball and football. We'll also keep track on that.
Yeah. That pitch is fouled off from McCutcheon. I saw it's like 26-10 now. Baylor is, and now it's 29-12 Baylor with 9:44 left in the half.
We all pick Gonzaga. Figures.
Yeah, and Gonzaga is getting crapped all over right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest here, and Sean knows this. I'm not a typical, March Madness person. I do want to get more into it, though.
Well, most I'll be honest, most people that fill out brackets aren't big college basketball people. I always really focused on Notre Dame. I'll be honest. And it's even like that with the NBA. I'm not a huge basketball fan per se, but I mostly just kind of keep track of my teams. So full count now on McCutcheon. So
now I got a curious question for you guys. So Sam Darnold's obviously out of the building. Jets need a veteran backup. Who do you pick out of this selection? Alex Smith, Geno Smith, Nick Mullins, RG3, Blaine Gabbert, Brian Hoyer, Matt Barkley, AJ McCarron, or Blake Bortles?
Honestly, I'd go Alex Smith.
Really?
Presence.
I like that. So this is just to back up,
Yeah, backup quarterback.
Whoever. For a veteran presence, I would probably go with Alex Smith for like a crappy one year deal or something.
Yeah.
That would be my pick. As a backup, like let's say whoever they draft at quarterback wins the starting job. Let's say it's Zach Wilson for whatever. Let's say he wins that spot. I wouldn't mind bringing in like Blake Bortles as a backup QB. I feel like he's an okay backup. Not a starter, but a backup.
That's why you still have James Morgan.
That's true. I forgot about him.
We haven't even groomed him. He hasn't even played games yet.
Kyle Laletta.
Yeah, I know.
He smells like Kyle Laletta.
No preseason kind of did that. Y'all know her. And he walked McCutcheon, so the Phillies now have the tying run on first base. This game on CSN for the broadcast. Oh no, they got the Flyers on.
The remote is, so I can't really switch it.
Who's up at?
All right. While we're discussing this, I'm gonna try to find the remote.
Reese Hoskins is up.
All right, good.
Oh, so Luca, since you're here, right? You are here.
I'm here too. I can hear you.
I was gonna ask you guys. What do you guys feel about the Nick Castellanos incident plus the suspension? Me personally, I think what he did was stupid in that game. Kind of trying to flex on the pitcher. I fully defend Yadier Molina for backing up his guy. I love Yadier Molina. I stated this before. I'm Puerto Rican, so I always kind of looked up to him, as a favorite outside of the Yankee organization. So I'm not going to get mad at Yadier Molina. I don't think he did anything wrong. I just don't think that Castellanos really did anything to earn that 2-game suspension because he didn't throw a punch. He only trash talked.
Yeah.
He kind of ran away, which I hate is the fact that, you're going to trash talk. Please back up your words. If you're going to throw fists or, you're going to instigate, you might as well finish it. So
get the hell out.
I don't like Castellanos for that. I like the swag he plays with, but if you're going to do that, I'm sorry. Can't respect you. But I don't think he was worthy of a 2-game suspension. I think that was like worthy of a fine, and that's about it. I don't know about you guys.
I agree with Sean.
As there's a drive in the deep left field by Castellanos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. I don't know. Let me pull up the doc.
You want to talk about the NFL rules?
I didn't know we were bringing the guest on. That's why I was kind of holding out on that.
No, I mean, he knows football and baseball. Obviously, Potato will come in at some point.
Yeah.
Do you want to start the NFL rules, MLB talk? Again,
All right, how about this? Let's see how I'll obviously keep update on what happens with this Phillies inning. I say if the Phillies take the lead, all right, after this inning, how about that? When they go to the top of the ninth. So obviously we'll we'll keep an update on the Mets Phillies. Obviously, Luca's got March Madness on, so he can keep us updated on that. As Hoskins swings for the home run and completely misses, trying to hit that one to downtown Philly. Nice ballpark, I will say. I haven't been inside the stadium, I've been outside, and it's gorgeous from the outside.
And with that,
yeah, that's another thing we forgot to mention. We never did a Yankee Blue Jay recap. I mean, we kind of did, but
1 second, but I do want to bring a guest in who is also a Yankee fan. Nate Talks Giants is here.
What's up, Alex?
How you doing? Uncut.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right.
Actually,
Nate.
Well, I'm sorry.
What you were saying?
Yeah, I actually just got off Coach's stream, but glad to be here. Glad to work with you on your channel for the first time. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm down.
All right. So, obviously, your channel is dedicated to the Giants, but let's go into the Jets trade. I know you were a big even though you're a Giants fan, I know you were a big keep Darnold in New York guy, and that kind of pisses people like your brother off. But what did you think of that?
All right, so first off, it's not so much that I was big into that. It was kind of a close call that I would have tended towards sticking with him and giving him another year. I totally understand. New regime, they want to get their guy. That makes a whole lot of sense to me. But for me, I just look at him. I see a guy who's still super young. I see a guy that with a good coaching staff and with some good players around him could very easily salvage a career. But again, the Jets are in a really great position to move on from him, so it makes sense. And they got really, really good value for him in the trade. For me, I looked at that trade. I thought it made good sense for both sides. Obviously, the Panthers were paying some picks for a guy that wasn't performing, but at the same time, if there was a market for him, they have to bid against the market. So I think it made a lot of sense for all parties involved. Hopefully for the Panthers, he can hit. Hopefully for the Jets, they can hit on those picks. It is what it is. It made a lot of sense for them to move on. That's the way I see it.
Now, do you think it was, and this is my opinion along with Sean's, do you think Carolina was an underrated spot?
Yeah, I don't so much see it as underrated in the sense that I think it was just a really good fit. Obviously, I've got a young offensive mind in the offensive coordinator whose name is escaping me at the moment, Joe Brady. So obviously that's ideal for him as he tries to figure out the ins and outs of the defenses of the NFL, as he tries to stop seeing ghosts. So if there's anyone to pair him up with, it's the guy that made Joe Burrow what he is. So that makes a lot of sense. They've got some good weapons. They need to retool the offensive line, but it's certainly not as bad as the Jets has been for the last few years. So I think it was a really good landing spot for him. For the Panthers, the one thing I hesitate on is that they were in a really great position to draft a fresh franchise quarterback, or if they really desperately wanted to, move up. So either way, I think it made sense for both sides. If Darnold doesn't work out, the thing is they'll probably be in a good position to draft one next year anyway. So good move, good trade, nothing too lopsided. If I was the Panthers, the one thing that makes me a little hesitant about is the second round pick. I would have felt more comfortable with a third, but again, it is a future, and also they were bidding against some other teams, apparently, from what I've heard. So, good trade all around.
Now, obviously, Carolina is not in the position to immediately compete. They're probably in a similar position to the Giants,
Good couple years away.
A couple years away. Do you think now that they traded for Darnold and they gave up the picks, 2 in next year's draft, 1 in this one, do you think they will be candidates to trade back?
Well, I think it's very possible. Someone in the chat brought up they were nervous about Washington trading up with them, and that is a fair thing to be nervous about. The Patriots are definitely a spot they could look to trade back to the 15. If I'm just going to straight up predict what I think will happen, I think they're just going to stick and take Kyle Pitts, unless he goes to Atlanta. But personally, I have Atlanta going quarterback. So I think Kyle Pitts will be there at the 8, and I think he's going to go to Carolina. A lot of Panthers fans are clamoring for him, so it could work out very well that way. They could also trade back. Like you said, they're losing a 2nd and a 4th next year. The 6th this year is, that's small potatoes. But next year, the 2nd is probably going to hurt them a little bit. The 4th could. I'm not so clear on how good they are as a drafting team. I'm not super into that, but apparently they're a decently drafting team with their general manager. I don't know. I'm not a Panthers fan. But again, those are picks you need when you're rebuilding. The 2nd, again, stings. For me, I just see it as they're trying to fill some holes. They have a really great foundation for a team. They need to retool the offensive line. They need a nickel corner. I think they need a free safety. They need linebacker help desperately. They need a tight end. And if Sam Darnold works out, he'll be their quarterback. But that's probably where it is for them right now.
Now, I don't know what they're I think if I'm not mistaken, they run a 4-3.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. With that, do you see them taking – now, again, I don't know how the defensive play caller is in terms of blitzing and stuff like that. Do you think they would be ones to take Karamoa or Parsons?
So you bring up a great point with the blitzing in that if a team is going to take Parsons, I really do see it being a high blitz percentage team, given that that's one of his biggest skills, and they have to figure out how to utilize that. With Carolina – Matt Rule, I used to know how he played defense, but I do not remember it anymore. That's whatever. In general, from what I've heard, they need linebacker help across the board, but what they need most is a Mike linebacker, and neither of them really fit that bill. So if I'm Carolina, I'm probably honestly waiting till the second round to draft a linebacker. Like, if Nick Bolton is somehow there, 110%, he probably won't be. That's also a good trade back target for them. If they were to trade back with Washington, Bolton at 19 makes a lot of sense. But with linebackers, probably Parsons over Koromoa because they need a big in-the-box physical guy. And honestly, I see Koromoa as a strong safety.
Yeah, you said that before. Let's see what else. Potato says Giants need proper O-line so DJ can send him to the Super Bowl. I mean, obviously it takes building.
Right.
Do you have before we get into a little bit of the Yankees and just finish up the NFL topic, do you have a consensus favorite pick for number 11?
So the conclusion I've come to with the 11 is that my heart wants Jalen Phillips, but my brain knows we need to go offensive line. The way I see it with Phillips is that he's obviously an extremely risky pick. I see it as now that we've addressed the two biggest needs on the team in the terms of a wide receiver 1 and a CB2, I'm more comfortable reaching for a player like him with that dynamic upside and really the only potential in the draft to be a dominant edge rusher in the NFL. So, again, my heart wants Jalen Phillips. I'm in love with his tape. I think he's just a top flight player. He knows how to play the run as well. He's versatile enough to play in Pat Graham's defense. I think everything about him makes sense. But again, the concussion problems, it just makes too much sense to go offensive line with the best guy on the board.
Now, real quickly, I'm just thinking of questions as we go. Would you reach, I don't know how you feel on him, for AVT at 11 if Slater is off the board?
So first off, I do think Slater will be off the board. I don't think he's making it to 11. I think we will most certainly see two offensive linemen taken before the 11th pick, and those two should be Penei Sewell and Rashawn Slater. So I do think AVT is probably going to be our best option on the board. And yeah, it'll be a little bit of a reach, but it's a reach I'm comfortable making. Like I said, now that we've addressed our two biggest holes on the team, I'm more comfortable reaching to fill in spots we need left. And offensive line depth and offensive line solidity is still one of those things. So I'm very comfortable with an AVT pick.
Zeta says, what if we trade down for more picks or trade more picks for O-line players? Dave Gettleman really does not have a history in terms of that. It would be interesting to see. I mean, I would not be against it because, again, you get more picks.
Absolutely.
And you don't have that many needs on the team. Nate talking over, not surprised, says Joseph Bobby. So I'm going to pass it to Sean a little bit because you were going to do a Yankee recap a little bit, and then we're all going to provide our thoughts on that since we're all Yankee fans.
Good win.
Definitely.
That's
Sean,
a get-right game.
You want to recap I know we recapped after the game, but you want to discuss what happened last weekend.
All right, well, I'll start with the Blue Jays series, then I'll get to the Baltimore game because it's only 4 games. Opening day, tough loss. Again, we were live for that. Couldn't get a hit with runners in scoring position to save our lives. That's the biggest issue I've noticed since the season started has been their hitting. Their hitting in the clutch hasn't quite been there. Now, tonight was a different story, but we stated it millions of times tonight throughout the game and even the other day. They got to stop swinging for the home run. They really do, because it's killing them right now. They should be 3-1, maybe even 4-0. That might be a stretch, but if they just went with the situational hitting, I think they could be 4-0. But the hitting still needs some work. But it takes time. It's only game 4. We've still got 158 games left, so we got time to improve. As far as pitching, I'm impressed. The only blemish on pitching has been Domingo Germán, but he was one up by Michael King. So obviously Germán's got a little bit of work to do. Again, the other day we said Cole could have improved a little bit, but again, early in the season, I like where we're at pitching. Pitching has been phenomenal from the start. Now, obviously, we're going to see Cole tomorrow. We're going to see Jamison Tyone make his debut in the final game in the series. So I'm curious to see how that'll work out for the rest of the series. But all in all, like where we're at, think we could do a little. The only problem I have so far has been the hitting. So I'll pass it around to whoever.
Real quickly before I'll let Luca take his thoughts. Joseph says, any chance Washington trading up? Definitely, I think it's sort of increased if they're, definitely looking for that backup quarterback.
A chance,
excuse me, future quarterback, excuse me.
What, you don't think Ryan Fitzpatrick's the guy?
I mean,
you don't think Ryan Fitzpatrick's the franchise quarterback? Come on.
Who doesn't think Fitzmagic is the guy?
He's always the guy. Oh, wow, Phillies blew the lead. They're down 5-2. I just turned the game back. Or the Mets blew the lead.
Are you serious? The Mets blew it? Oh my god!
Yeah, it's 5-2 Philly.
I gotta hop on Chris's channel right now. I'm sorry. I'm still here, but I gotta listen to this.
That's all. That's the Mets for you. Shame on the Mets fans for continuing to hype it up.
The vibe is just terrible in there right now. I love it.
I can just say right now, before tonight's game, I kept saying I want the Mets to get smacked this series. And this is a great start. This is a great start.
Goddamn remote is.
I hate the Phillies just because I live in a Philadelphia fan area.
Right.
But this feels good. Seeing this.
And they were all talking so much smack earlier today.
They needed it. They needed this reality check.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just hopped in.
We can't judge too. It is only one game, but this is a great start. This is the most Mets opening day you're gonna see.
Oh yeah.
Aaron Moop is their pitcher. That's who they put in.
Ew.
Oh man.
Blue Jays cast off. Going back to Joseph's question though, before we keep laughing our asses off at the New York Mets. I definitely do see. There is an increased chance of Washington trading up now, and if they don't. Then in my opinion, it's likely 3 QBs, maybe 4 in the top 10. I think after you have the top 3 picks, I just think the only team that might take a quarterback, or only 2 teams, is going to be the Eagles or the Broncos. Because I don't know if they're completely sold on Drew Lock being their quarterback. And he's only in year 2, so. Especially with the new offensive system. Luke, I'll hand it over to you in terms of the Yankees thoughts before we keep laughing at the Mets.
Well, yeah, so the Mets are obviously down. What do I have to say about the Yankees? The offense was inconsistent over the weekend. The pitching was solid all around. It's just we need the run support. And we already got Mets, just an update, Mets fans are already second guessing their manager.
Yep.
Oh my god!
I heard that already. What happened?
One game. Oh, I can't wait to watch the Michael. I'm gonna at work. I'm gonna put on the Michael K show on my phone. I don't even care if I get in trouble. I gotta hear this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Damn it, what channel is this on? I forget.
I was so hyped in that stream earlier, and now it's just dead in there.
I remember I was in the first part of the stream where he was talking. He's like, "Oh, stop saying that Garrett Cole is better than Jacob DeGrom."
Yeah, I was there.
I guarantee you, if this game was at Citi Field, the Mets fans would be booing.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Mets fans would be booing. Update from March Madness. It's 45-28 Baylor over Gonzaga with 2:02 left in the first half.
Chicago.
What?
I honestly... He says Nate House, Chicago.
Oh, Andy Dalton, that's what it is.
Oh,
there
yeah.
We go,
Everybody refers to Nate as Andy Dalton. But honestly, I think you're like Riley Dixon.
Listen, if I'm an NFL player, that's fine. That's all we care about in here.
Yeah.
Listen, everyone knows that all gingers are related. It's just a fact. We all are. We all come from the same blood cult. These are just facts. They're well-known facts at this point. Listen, it is what it is. I've accepted it. I've moved on with life. That's where we are.
I respect that. A lot of people can't accept that. I respect that.
All you can do is work with what you got.
Yeah, exactly.
Jon Snow I apologize. I'm going to butcher that.
Honestly, low key sounds like the life of a Jets fan. You just kind of accept it.
Yeah.
He says the Panthers are taking Rashawn Slater from us. I don't honestly see that. I mean, they could go in the later rounds. I mean, I'm not a Panthers fan, but I really think they would go either linebacker or tight end. That just seems fitting to me. I mean, they didn't take. I honestly thought they would take Simmons last year, but they took Derek Brown. So,
I mean, the three needs for the Panthers this year coming into the offseason has always been quarterback, linebacker, tight end. And I just think I always look at it in terms of where you pick when. I just think of it as what's the best value for each position. Like, I always just look at it as, okay, these are the guys I like. This is when I can get him, and him. That's how I want to target the draft. So for me, I don't even look at it as, hey, the Panthers' biggest need is X. They have to take it in the first round. Because their biggest need right now is probably linebacker. But I don't really think those guys that are up at the top of the board fit them. I think I would much rather, if I'm them, take a guy in the second round like Jamin Davis. So for the Panthers, it is what it is. They're going to do whatever the hell they're going to do. If they take Slater from us, that's what it is. He's probably going to be the best player available. So anything can happen.
I'll ask you guys this, since obviously I mostly just focus on my team, but I will eventually keep tabs around the league. I've also heard rumors now that they might trade Teddy Bridgewater, or they're going to move on for him. Do you think the Panthers could get some good value for Teddy Bridgewater? I still think highly of Teddy Bridgewater. I like him as a quarterback. So you think they could get some good value out of him by trading him?
I like him more than most, but I don't think they'll get value for him. I just don't think anyone in the league views him as a guy that you're willing to give anything up for. Personally, I've always been higher on Teddy Bridgewater than the majority.
Me too.
I think he's still got some good upside. His career was completely blown off the rails, from the rim.
Yeah.
So he's never going to be a franchise quarterback. And I understand why people are hesitant to go all in with him. I wouldn't either. But I like him as what the Panthers used him as a bridge to their next quarterback. And I know that pun is so overplayed and terrible, but it's just so fitting. It's what it is. He is the bridge to the next franchise quarterback for them. So he could go anywhere that needs that kind of thing. There's a lot of teams in the league that are in need of that. So the one thing that really astounds me, and people are talking about it in chat, is the Steelers. They're trotting back out the decaying corpse of Ben Roethlisberger. And that was a team that coming into the offseason, before they said they were bringing him back, I would have pegged as a Teddy Bridgewater candidate. I thought that would have made a lot of sense since they don't have a high pick. Get him in there, wait till next year, figure out how you want to target that position and go then. But they bring back old leader of men, Big Ben Roethlisberger. And I think, honestly, if Ben Roethlisberger wasn't enough of an asshole, how about the fact that him and Marquise Pouncey have been best friends for so long, and the whole thing that they've been saying to each other for years was, hey, man, if you're going, I'm going. We're going out together. Marquise Pouncey announces his retirement. Ben Roethlisberger doesn't even wait 3 days to say, hey, I'm going to be back next year, boys. Come on, Ben.
I'll put it this way, since I am a Steelers fan.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I
yeah. Oh, yeah, I see it now. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
I'm a Steelers fan. I'll put it to you like this. Ben's been one of my favorites growing up. I've grown up watching Big Ben. Kind of similar to you guys with Eli. I love Ben. I wasn't crazy about bringing him back, mostly because we're in cap hell right now. Pennsylvania is the state of cap hell between the Steelers and the Eagles. So I'm thinking more towards the future. Now, the Steelers fan base, they're still stuck in 2009 where they think he's going to take us to a Super Bowl.
Whatever.
Don't get me wrong. I think they can. I'm sorry. I'm going to get called a fake fan, whatever. Steelers fans, come at me. I'll argue till the end.
It's always the people calling you a fake fan. That's.
I know. I'm trying to think realistically. No. try again. Even Alex, as a Giants fan, thinks differently. But no, I love Ben, but they need to move on. Bringing in Dwayne Haskins, I wasn't fond of that. I'll be honest. I want Sam Darnold, but I'm not crazy about bringing Ben back. But hey, one last ride. We'll see how it goes. I felt like this year should have been a year to rebuild the offense. Not so much the defense. We need to keep that defense intact. For me, it's more of just we need to rebuild the offense because the receivers. I like where we're at. They obviously got a lot of
great skill positions.
Yes, exactly. I think it should have been a year to rebuild the offensive line.
Yeah.
Quarterback's the only issue though. If they, again, I wanted Sam Darnold because we need we need a backup. I don't know.
Jimmy G.
No, I don't want him. He's I'm not crazy about him.
He will take you to the Super Bowl. He'll just miss the game-winning throw. Trade-offs. Trade-offs.
Yeah.
You can only have so much.
Yeah, exactly. As far as Mason Rudolph goes, I still think he's got a lot of potential, and I think he showed that. I just think once he got knocked out against Baltimore, he hasn't been the same. But I'm not giving up on Mason Rudolph. It's just he hasn't proven to me yet. Now he did have a nice game last year against Cleveland, I will admit. He still hasn't proven to me yet that he's the future, and I think that's why they brought in Dwayne Haskins. So, again, I'm not fond of bringing Big Ben back, but you know what? Again, one final ride. Let's see what happens this year. That's all I'm going to say.
Dwayne Haskins, brought in to be the future, promptly comes right in and embarrasses himself. Because, my God, Dwayne Haskins is the ultimate quarterback meme right now.
We're talking about...
You know what? I would go so far as to say that Dwayne Haskins is the Mark Sanchez of his quarterback generation. That's what I would call Dwayne Haskins. All right? Listen, it's only been 2 years. He hasn't butt fumbled yet, but he's got time. Yeah. He's got time to reach that level of memehood. All right? You never know what could happen.
I have one thing to point out. Real quickly, because Nate's here and he probably has never heard this. Luca, please explain why the butt fumble is the most overrated play in NFL history.
Oh, I was going to actually ask Sean a question first. Sean, let's just say Ben Roethlisberger would have retired after last year. Would you ever use a bridge QB, like sign an Alex Smith and then go with the franchise quarterback next year?
Oh, that's a good question. I wouldn't have personally. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the long term. I don't want to be that team. For example, their crosstown team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, where they just sign a bunch of nobodies and hope it'll do something.
Pirates! That is a tragedy of a team.
We'll get into that in just a second because I did a season preview for them for Uncut. But I don't want to be like the Pirates. I want I want to think in the long term. I'd rather just. That's why Sam Darnold chance. Otherwise, am I good?
One? You're good now. You're good.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. No, I would have personally liked Sam Darnold just because of Juju Smith-Schuster. They were good receivers. They were good connection in college. But I would have been thinking in the long term. I wouldn't. I don't want to be the Pirates, where they're now the worst team in baseball.
I mean, if you want to say teams you don't want to be, for me, I'm looking at the Steelers. The highest one on the list is the Bears. I'm really scared that y'all are gonna Bears the hell out of that defense and just waste it on bad quarterbacks.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
It's not impossible. I mean, you look back after the 70s when Terry Bradshaw retired. That actually was the case, and I know a lot of Steelers fans, that's why they wanted Big Ben back, is because they're afraid of that happening again, because we were terrible from the 80s to the 2000s.
So Luke, you want to explain why the butt fumble was the most overrated play in football?
Oh yeah, I got to hear this, please.
Well, I was actually going to add in another thing since Darnold was traded.
Yeah, you got changing the subject.
No. Just one thing. Do you think Jets-Panthers becomes a primetime game?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yes.
I want it to. I don't think it will, but I want it to. I want it to be.
Yeah, that could be like a Monday nighter, because Monday nights always pick like that weird matchup,
Even if it's just the toilet bowl. Even if it's just the suck bowl. Yeah. I'm down for that matchup.
Mets are down to their final strike, by the way.
Let's go.
Down 5-2. I think that's Lindor at the plate.
That's
That's Kevin
He just
Millar.
had him. All right, that's Pilar. 2-2. That was a horrible swing. They're still down 5-2.
I'm gonna jump in Chris's chat and watch his live reaction to the Mets
He's gonna
going
be like,
0-1.
He's
All
gonna be
right,
like,
so before the end of the game, Luca, please take the stage before the end of the game because I know he's got to hear this. Take the stage on how apparently it's overrated.
I think it's the most overrated play of all time. I'll give you my reason now. So what happened was Mark Sanchez obviously went back for play action, right? He runs in what he sees as a hole. He's running to that hole. All of a sudden, Vince Wilfork pushes Brandon Moore back into him, and he falls down and fumbles the football.
I'm not.
I mean, there was a hole that he was running at. It just wasn't a hole in the defensive line. So,
yeah, he's in the wrong hole. That's the problem.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
Sean knew where I was going with that.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Now up is Lindor. Okay, I want to see Lindor ground out because there's your hero right there. That for the
do
Mets.
you think it's memed way too much, Luca?
Yeah. Every day there's some sort of meme that has to put butt fumble on it.
You know who you could thank for that? Yeah, I think, if I remember correctly, wasn't it the New York Post that came up with that or the Daily News? I don't remember which one, but you could technically thank them, for coming up with that because nobody thought of that until the next day in the paper. Butt fumble something. I don't remember. Hold on.
I will say, I was just on Hub stream earlier, and I found out he had no idea about the Rex Ryan arm tattoo. So I got to be the one that told him that was a thing that existed. And that is, without doubt, the highlight of my week so far. I got to see his live reaction as he looked this up on Google and found out that was a real thing that happened.
I'm all based in the right field for Francisco Lindor.
Oh, now Mets fans going to get false hope. They're going to think this is the game, the time run at the plate.
Who's up next, though?
Alex, you're ahead of me. Alex, you're ahead of me. So when the Yankees are on and they're in Yankee Stadium, I'm ahead of you, and I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm right outside the turnpike that takes you straight down to Philly, and you're ahead of me. Understand the logic.
No sense. It literally
doesn't. I'm an hour and a half to Philly.
Up to the plate, I believe, is... Hold on. I want to see who's up at the plate.
They have Archie Bradley throwing.
If the Mets tie it, we're never going to hear the end of it.
And by the way, Luca's absolutely right. The false hope in Chris's stream right now is insane. I just hopped in real quick, hit him with a quick, I pity all of you. And that's all I'm going to say on the subject.
Oh, my God.
They're all saying home run, baby. Home run. Come on.
Home run. Oh, my God. Talk about false hope.
I never thought
he just said he's the go-ahead run, as you predicted.
I never thought I'd be rooting for the Phillies because again, I live in Pennsylvania. I hate Philadelphia sports, but right now, shut the Mets.
Their first strike to count is 1-1. I'm gonna do some live commentary, and then we'll get into the NFL rules because there's a couple of proposals that I do want to get to. They're very interesting.
Well, can I present them? Because I showed them to you.
No, I know, but you can present them as just at the end of this game. Count is 1-1 on Conforto.
God.
Sets his windup, looks to second.
I don't know if you want to set up a banner for this since we're all technically watching.
Yeah.
2-1. You know what, guys? Just think. If Pete Alonso was up, the false hope would be.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to hear
that. Hang on. I'm going to pull up their game day. I want to see who's up after.
It's Pete Alonso.
Hopefully it's not Alonso.
What is it? Okay, yeah, I'm pulling up their game day.
Catcher.
So I got game day up on my phone.
Here's the pitch.
And then
in the right field. It's good. Dropped by Bryce Harper. Run comes around to score. Harper home. It is not in time. They have runners at first and third. The Mets are down by 2.
Oh my God!
And Bryce Harper. It has to be him. No, we had a glimpse of hope for 2 seconds that the Mets fans that went
Also,
thinking at this moment.
I would just like to say, this is going to make it all the more difficult for Mets fans when Pete Alonso strikes out right now. Just going to say that right now.
Especially considering how bad he was last year.
I'm just going to say it right now. It's going to make it all the more difficult for them to swallow.
Bryce Harper, the man who I keep calling overrated. To prove me wrong, he failed. He failed. I am disappointed.
Oh, Chris is saying what a great piece of hitting by Conforto it was. Whatever.
What do you mean
That would have been an out.
The Mets have gotten lucky start to finish in this game.
That would have been an out.
Oh my god! I don't think Giants Twitter is absolutely the opposite. What? Someone dropped a jersey or something.
Oh my god!
Someone dropped the jersey in right field. Giants
If
Twitter
this-
is absolutely the opposite during a game.
No,
We're
that's
gonna lose. Daniel Jones is going to throw an interception. That's
Yeah.
the opposite.
Giants fans are paranoid.
Trust me, I know that. I guarantee if this was full capacity, there would be like a large contingent of Mets fans in the outfield. Kind of like, a couple of years ago when the Dodgers and the Red Sox played, like they had that whole section
All
for
right, here we go.
Dodger fans. Still.
Alvarado looks at the sign. Here's the pitch. Foul away, actually going to right field. That ball is caught at the wall, and the Mets lose.
Yes.
Yeah! That's
Oh,
so
Mets,
bad.
reign supreme.
If I were a Mets fan right there, I would have thought that was a home run. I ain't even gonna lie.
It was.
I just went in there with a quick, oh, you poor losers. Oh, I love it.
Oh, Mets will always reign supreme.
Across the land.
Oh, and Corey Seager got a hit too. That's great. My beat the streak is still alive. Let's go.
Oh,
Oh
God.
man, that was fun. The two. I
Yo.
wonder what their I want to see if Annotator put anything on Twitter because he usually tweets after that stuff.
Jacob DeGrom.
Mets season is over.
Bro, yo, Alex is just like the freaking Family Guy cutaway. First
I was
pitch
just
and
thinking of that. I was just thinking about the Family I cut away. Opening day, here's the first pitch, and the season's over. That
Yo,
is
he
so
did
good.
that perfectly. That was perfect. That is the most perfect impression I've ever heard. Oh my god!
It's so good though. Oh my god, I'm in a group chat right now with a bunch of Mets fans. One of them is spamming in all caps "Fat Slob Alonzo." Oh my god, I love it so much. Oh, I love life.
I thought Yankee fans were bad. Oh my
That's
god!
Rob Alonso.
I can't wait to hear Michael K show tomorrow. Oh,
So
this is
good.
gonna be good.
So good. Oh,
Oh my god! Yo,
it
Mets
really
fans
is
are
just like the Family Guy cutaway, though. You're
Hold on a
absolutely
second.
right.
Hold on. I got another tweet for you. They're doing a Yankee suck chant at the Red Sox Rays game.
After the
Oh,
Red
God.
Sox are 0-3 to the Orioles,
Well, they're blowing out Tampa Bay right now, but yeah.
the
Well, remember the-
nerve.
Bro, remember when the Mets and Red Sox versed a couple years ago? They were doing that. They just live
my
rent
God.
free. I mean, I really shouldn't say that. I say rent free, but yet right now we're all laughing at the Mets despair.
Which is
Oh.
Oh, that was
someone put
perfect.
so many
Luca?
chances. Another wasted DeGrom start. More things change. More they stay the same. I'm sure the fan base will overact, but not this guy. Just gonna go 161-1 now. I don't know if
Bro,
the
they need to start they need to start a hashtag free Jacob DeGrom.
They do. They do. Now listen,
They've
the Mets are an endless cycle of pain. We all know this. This is common knowledge. However, I must say, as annoying as they are, and they are so annoying, I respect the dedication of Mets fans to stick with the team through moments like these. Through moments like these that are just the low
being a
point
Knicks
on
fan.
the revolving circle of pain, you know?
it's like
It's
being
just
a Knicks
it is what it
fan.
is.
yeah.
It's really like being a Knicks fan. Trust me, we can all relate to the Knicks aspect of it. Hey, I give them their credit.
It's just that the Mets are trapped in the most endless cycle of predictability every year, because every year what happens is, and it was just like this game today, every year they start out pretty well, then one key guy goes down with an injury, then another,
And they all
then a few
Yep.
more, Then the domino
One
effect
domino.
continues, and by the end of the year, they're crying about missing the playoffs by 10 games. It's just an endless circle of pain that they're strapped to. But like it's just it is what it is.
In case you don't know, before Alex, you get to your thing, I just hope this continues because September 11th this year, we're planning to go to Citi Field. So I'm just hoping this continues when we go to the Subway Series because we've never been to the Subway Series. So I'm just kind of hoping that this just continues. Alex, what were you gonna say?
I got a stat for you.
We're talking about the Mets and how they lost, Evan.
They blew it
I got a
2-0.
stat for you guys.
I think I know what you mean, Luca. Let me just get to this one thing. Someone said garbage ass franchise. How do we lose to Phillies? Luca, go ahead.
Phillies aren't even bad though. Phillies aren't even bad. Joe Girardi, I still love him.
Jacob deGrom now has a 2.07 ERA since 2018, and the Mets are 36-41 in his starts.
Oh, that's.
I bet you half of those games are no decisions.
Alex, put on the banner. Alex, put on the banner. We're starting a hashtag free Jacob deGrom.
And by the way, Jacob deGrom, this poor dude he's making his own run support. He is the Mets. Jacob deGrom, have you ever seen a baseball player that's playing Iron Man baseball? We've heard of two-way football. Jacob deGrom is a two-way baseball player. It's just depressingly terrible.
It's like it's so comparable to the Angels with Mike Trout.
It really is.
They're good. It's really a tale of two cities. You got the Dodgers and the Angels. The Dodgers, that top tier team. Then there's the Angels. Where all they got is Mike Trout, and they keep failing from. Just like New York, you got the Yankees, and there's little brother the Mets, where they got poor Jacob deGrom, top player in the league, and he's surrounded by this.
They pulled deGrom after 77 pitches.
Yeah, and now I see why Mets fans are going after, their manager.
Mets gonna Met. That's just what it is. The Mets are going to Met. Baseball, in a year like 2020, the Mets provided the consistency and normalcy that we needed from baseball, and they're doing it again this year. I respect that. I respect the dedication to consistency. I respect it.
And I was talking about that, too, a couple months ago. I was in New York. I had a personal thing to take care of, and I was talking to my uncle. My whole family's diehard Yankee fans. I asked my uncle, what do you think about the Mets and new ownership? He said, look, the Mets are the Mets. It doesn't matter who their owner is. Doesn't matter who they got. Mets going to Met. Mm-hmm. So that's when I'm like, all right, you know what? At first I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? He's right. And today just kind of proved it.
I mean, that's really just what it is. Mets going to Met. And every year, it's the same story. And the thing is, the cycle will finally hit the lowest possible rotational point on this circle of Mets pain. Because statistically, it is incredibly likely, just based on the numbers, that one day, Jacob deGrom's reconstructed UCL is going to pop, and everything is going to hit rock bottom all-time low for the Mets. I would never wish an injury. I would never do it.
No.
But it's just statistically probable. He's a high-heat pitcher that's already had a Tommy John. It's statistically a likelihood. And one of these days, it's going to happen, and Mets fans are going to go into a depression they will never recover from.
I can honestly see that if they make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, I could see something like that happen. Or it could be like that cycle, like you said, where the guy goes down, then the whole domino effect. So I could see that.
All right, one more thing before we get in the NFL rules and stuff. I didn't shut off the TV, so SNY is still on my TV. With that, routine ground ball to third base. This is the one. It was a tie game and it had 2 runs. Routine ground ball to third base. Throw home. James McCann drops it. 2 runs score.
I'm not going to blame him for that. I'm actually not going to blame him for that. I don't think he's responsible. I think the third baseman, whoever it was, I think it was Guillorme, he made McCann come off the base. Remember?
I didn't see the play, so I can't.
Took out,
say anything.
You know why? They took out J.D. Davis. That's why. So that's all on the manager. That's
the Mets
all
are
on the
just
manager.
An endless stream of honey, sweetie, baby type moments. That's what the Mets are. every single game, honey, sweetie, baby. That is what the Mets are.
All right.
Oh my
While still having the banner up, this is we'll talk about right now. NFL teams and NFL committees are talking about new rules, and Luca, if you want to go through some of them on the doc, you can. So let's go rule by rule. See if we approve of them.
Well, I'm actually going to read it from the original article I got. So first, we are going to go with the playing rules proposal submitted by the competition committee. Number 1, eliminate overtime in the preseason.
I'm going to kind of get into that for a second because I do remember 2 years ago when the Steelers were playing the Bucs in the opener in the preseason, the rule already states that you're not allowed to play for overtime. You have to play for the win, unless you score a touchdown down by 8 and you need to tie it. I don't think it's going to matter.
Sorry. I should say I can do a few of these, and then I'm probably going to have to head out for the night.
Okay.
Let's get into the important ones. Let's get into the big rules that would affect regular season stuff. We'll get into the other little stuff at the end.
Let me pull up the doc because I was actually reading it off. I was reading it off the actual article. Let me see.
I'll go with this one first. The single-digit number rule proposal. I don't get why the numbers thing. I think the Patriots are the reasons for that, if I remember correctly. So I don't. I know. I never understood, the meaning behind why certain positions have to have certain numbers. I think it's good for it's fun. Look at college. You can get real creative like that. Exactly. Get offensive linemen with number 1, and you could have them run a fake, and you wouldn't know. So I never understood it to begin with. No fun with
numbers. Listen, if I'm a quarterback and I want to wear number 69 for the memes, why can't I do that? I'm sorry. It makes no sense.
Honestly.
All right. The next rule is the 4th and 15 instead of an onside kick proposed by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh, I've heard of this one, and I like this. Yeah. I love this idea.
I love it. I really love that rule because it makes it to where you're not it's not impossible to come. It makes it more entertaining. I think the AAF actually introduced it, and it made it way more better. If I remember correctly, Alex, correct me if I'm wrong. It was the AAF that introduced that.
Yep.
I want to.
Also, on top of that, sorry, if teams do want to go for that more often, which they probably will, because it's a lot easier than an onside kick. That does do what I think a lot of people are talking about that accomplishing, which is reducing kickoffs, which reduces concussions and other injuries. So I really, really like that rule. I'm a big fan of that. I think it's a nice little spicy addition to the NFL.
I love it.
Next one. Interviews for coordinator and head coaching jobs cannot be held until the conference championship games, and hirings cannot be made after the Super Bowl.
I don't care.
That doesn't really matter. Honestly, the way I look at it, I see where they're coming from with that, so I don't see why it's a big deal. I guess you could make the argument unfair advantage. So honestly, I wouldn't mind if they added that rule personally. I don't really care because the Steelers have had 3 head coaches in the last 60 years, so it doesn't really affect me.
It's also not something like it's whatever to me.
This one's really stupid. Los Angeles Rams have proposed this rule. Add a loss of down for a second illegal forward pass. Remember when the Rams faced the Bucs, I think it was the point in 2020 season. Brady threw a pass twice on a pass, and it's a 5-yard penalty.
Oh,
they want a loss of down for that.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's 5 yards.
Yeah, that is that is the most spiteful, salty rule suggestion you could possibly have. That is on the tier of the Saints coming in and saying we want to challenge pass interference, no calls.
Yeah,
that is the saltiest. At least with that, the Saints lost a big game because of it. The Rams are coming in here because of one play that has happened once in the entire season. You're going to say, hey, guys, remember when Tom Brady did that to us? That was unacceptable. This is a Karen move from the Rams. I'm sorry. That's just what this is. The Rams are the Karens of this rule proposal right now.
It seems like it. Do the Steelers have an OC, or is it still a Ben puppet? Well,
that's a dicey question to ask, my dude.
Let's see.
No, Fichtner's got a new guy.
Teams would be
You need it.
required to report tryouts and visits to the league office. I mean, I don't understand why that's just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does, but like, why? What,
Yeah, like
there's more problems.
Right. It's not that I can kind of see where they're coming from, where they want to like reduce shady stuff like that, I guess. But also, doesn't that kind of take away from the point of being smart with your free agent moves and being smart with that stuff? That kind of takes away from the entire idea of being savvy as a front office.
Yeah.
I mean, to add to that, I guess they don't want any more Dave Gettleman sleepovers.
I guess not. They don't want him to keep him locked in a dungeon with an ultimatum.
One of the few last ones. One of the few last ones I'll do is players who are cut by non-playoff teams cannot sign with playoff teams.
That's not like a fantasy football type of thing.
Weird. Like
Yeah.
What do you do if you have an
I don't
injury?
like that. I don't like that. I like what we have in place now for that, where there's a period of time where other teams can come in and pick up the player, and then after that, the playoff teams can do it. I like that.
Yeah, waiver wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is
Before you move on, I was just gonna say too. What do you do if you have a big injury? Like let's say say the Giants make it and Daniel Jones goes down with an injury. You're gonna put all your hopes into a backup when you got a better free agent? Like, I think that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I think it's a dumb rule.
This one is proposed by the Ravens. Implement a spot and choose overtime rule. It's basically like playing Monopoly. Basically, I've
heard of this.
Pick where the ball is spotted in overtime,
and then the other team gets to decide if they receive or kick. Defense. I've heard. I don't love it. I think there's a lot of better overtime suggestions, but I like it better than what we have now. It reminds me of that old thing with parents that have twins on their birthday. One of you cuts the cake, the other one chooses the slice. I kind of like it. I kind of think it makes sense. Personally, I would so much rather see the college overtime rules in the NFL. I love college overtime rules. I was
just gonna say, if I were to propose a rule in the league, it would be college overtime. Exactly. You can't tell me it's perfect. It just is.
And like you know it's perfect because every single year, I would even go so far, every like week, 2 weeks, there is at least one classic overtime game in college. And you don't see that in the NFL.
I know you can talk to me in the GPs about that. Look at Notre Dame and Clemson this year. The regular season game. That had, that was a game of the year right there.
And and there's even games that shouldn't be that good. I remember a couple of years ago, there was an Ohio State-Maryland game that was so good. Instant classic material. And that doesn't happen with a coin flip wins the game rules, which I think is just so stupid.
Look a couple years ago, rivalry week, Texas A&M and LSU. The final was 74-72. They went like 7 overtimes. You can't tell me.
7.
Yeah, so you cannot tell me that college overtime wouldn't be good for the NFL.
It would.
If anybody disagrees with me in the chat or any of you guys, please tell me how you feel about that. I really want to know. But I agree.
So let's do this. Let's contrast that with the Chiefs-Patriots AFC Championship game from a couple of years ago. So you can have a duel, an absolute battle that is evenly fought with no advantage based on a 50-50 coin flip, or you can say, hey, that's the most exciting young player in the NFL on the most exciting offense in the NFL. Let's not give him a chance to play for the biggest game in the AFC of the year.
You can even make that comparison. As much as I hate bringing this back up, the freaking Steeler-Bronco wildcard game from 10 years ago. Because technically that ended their season on one play right there. I'm not trying to sound salty. I was too young. I watched the game, but I was too young to really even give a damn at that point. Still embarrassing now. But, that's another perfect example right there. So these playoff games are really like your best contrast for that.
And with that being said, I am going to have to head out for the night. Thank you for having me on the stream. It's been good. I will catch up with you guys later.
See ya.
Hey, that's lost.
Thank you, Nate. That's obviously Uncut Sports.
That was a lot of fun.
That was fun, especially when the Mets lost. But with that, I'm going to add our weekly guest, our usual guest, Potato. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, it's nice. Doing work for university all day. So it's
Yeah. Nice.
What was it? What was the question I was going to ask? What do you think of the Darnold trade?
It'd be interesting. I think it's gonna depend like who gets the more. Like if Darnold doesn't pan out, then it's good for Jets. If he pans out, like if it's gonna show like, oh, he's actually quite good, but he was playing on Jets, then it's gonna be better for the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, as we stated earlier, I think the Jets have won that trade because Panthers are not in a position to win now. And if they were like the Steelers, that'd be a different story. But in terms of that, they're not near winning yet. They need the draft picks. So
also depends what they get. If they manage to trade Bridgewater for like a decent haul, then like that would be like, then it's like, oh, they traded for Donald, but they got this picks for Bridgewater, which otherwise we don't have. So we'll see. Like I think this one has to be decided in time.
I honestly don't think that. I don't know what his contract was. I'm actually going to look it up right now.
3 years. 3 years, I think. 20 mil.
Should be a bad contract to get out because the only way I see him going to a different team is if by release. I don't really see him getting traded. 3 years, $63 million. Oof. Oh, that's Leonard Williams' contract, believe it or not. That's Leonard Williams' contract. So
he's not going anywhere. To be fair, they might just put him in and like you basically use the competition excuse with Donald.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I just thought of this again. Donald and Bridgewater, their first couple of months together in New York. Remember, they signed Bridgewater, they drafted Donald.
Yeah.
Let's see, Bridgewater gets traded once again, and then obviously Robbie Anderson now.
Yeah.
So I actually got to say something on my own.
Go ahead.
I don't like this Darnold Tannehill comparison, and I'll tell you why.
Here we go, salty.
I'm not salty. I'm just stating facts. Tannehill actually had a few solid seasons before Adam Gase came along. Darnold's never really had a solid season. He's shown flashes in games, but he really hasn't like proven a solid season otherwise. That's my point.
We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, with Joe Brady, I mean, he made Joe Burrow in college, but he really, I don't know. It's just again, veteran quarterbacks. Shout out to Sox Arizona, who's a Red Sox fan. They were beaten. Did you say they were beating the Rays tonight?
Yeah, they were up 11-2 last I checked. I'm gonna go look right now. They are. It looks like I think they won. 11-2. The Red Sox got their first win of the year. Congrats on your first win, Sox. Can't wait to verse you guys in June.
Can't wait to call games, especially. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I say? Obviously, Luca hates that comparison, but what was I gonna say?
I get where people are coming from with that. So you gotta, I still understand why people say that. So again, it's a wait and see kind of thing because I think people fail to realize too. Adam Gase did actually take the Dolphins to the playoffs one year, so in 2016. So I think that is one thing.
Yeah, that was because of their defense.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
His offenses were like I think every year Dolphins were like 32nd, 31st offense every year. While he was Dolphin captain.
They had some pieces. If I remember correctly, they had some okay pieces from that playoff team. They had Tannehill, who was all right. Jay Ajayi, who was Jarvis Landry. Yeah, so they had pieces. They definitely had a team that could succeed. It was just, I don't know. I don't know if you could say it was Gase or I think it was. I think it
might have been. What was I going to say? Shout out once again to Sox Arizona. If you want to join in towards the end, you sure can because we actually at some point during the end of the stream we do have a baseball segment called 20 Questions that I set up. I know these guys probably look at the questions, but it's probably going to be going around the board and whatever. But what was I going to say? Potato, what else are your thoughts? Do you have any specific pick you want the Giants to get at 11?
I don't know. I just think it would be better to trade down and get like more like later round picks for offensive line. Because like we got wide receiver, our secondary. Maybe get maybe if we don't trade down to get a pass rusher.
With the thing with that is, I mean, I absolutely agree with you, but the only, in my opinion, two guys worth at 11, and I'm stretching it a little bit, is Jalen Phillips out of Miami and Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia. And the thing is with Jalen Phillips, he's extremely explosive, but the problem is he retired a little bit due to his concussion history, and we don't want to, and obviously a lot of people go out there and say, oh, if you're, cautioning the injury, you're going out there and drafting to lose. You're taking precautions with that, and sure, you could make that argument, but once again, does it hurt the Giants if they get Jalen Phillips or a pass rusher at 11? It really adds to it. I mean, it is a first round pick, but still, I would love to get a pass rusher. And if it's not the first round, it's the second round. And it's BPA, best player available at each pick. That's at least what I believe. I mean, I do think that we should draft a running back in the later rounds because we only have two signified running backs right now in Devontae Booker and Saquon Barkley. And then maybe a developmental QB in the later rounds, if not undrafted free agent. And obviously maybe another offensive guard, but yeah, that's how I feel. Also edge rusher. So
I think if you try down get on, I think we could rely on our secondary to make the QB's life miserable. So the line should have more time. So honestly, we have to see. I think it's gonna be not a good season overall if DJ has to run for his life because it won't really help us decide he's the man. He might not be, but if he's running for his life, that affects a lot of QBs.
Yeah, and going to your secondary point, even adding. Listen, I'm not a fan of the Adoree Jackson signing in terms of the contract. Adding him as this piece in the secondary, I don't have a problem with. But just adding a good, solid cornerback gives the defensive line more time to get to the passer. Some of the additions we added in the offseason, the depth pieces of Fede Odenigbo and the guy's name Ryan Anderson. Those are guys that are depth pieces but could play roles on this defense. And, the thing is with that is, obviously, again, the defensive line gets more time to get to the passer. And I hope that at least they add someone on the edge rushing crew. Will I be stupid upset? No. I just really hope that they add somebody on the edge rushing crew within the first two rounds. And, this defense could be top 10. That's my opinion.
Yeah, you can see we sometimes did that for them. In some games, I feel we had issues wide receivers gonna get open, so we got DJ had to take sacks because he couldn't do anything else. He just stood there, no one open, and before he could throw it properly, he just got sacked because it was taking too long.
Let's definitely look at the offensive side of things. I was merely talking about defense, but I also think that with DJ getting sacked and stuff, it's got to deal with pocket awareness. It's got to deal with the way Jason Garrett calls plays. I also think I think his play calling honestly will get a little better now that he's got that big receiver in Kenny Galladay.
And also we have hired the new assistant for him, which might also help.
There's a lot of new assistants on the staff, which will probably a lot of people say, oh, it's offensive quality control, it's not going to do anything. Well, actually, it's really not. I mean, I'm calling them out, not necessarily a lie, but I'm saying is they, those offensive assistants will contribute to the offense. Freddie Kitchens will probably have to do some of the playbook. Same with the other guys we got from LSU and all these, Alabama too. They're going to have roles in the offense, and same with the guys, on defense. So once again,
I also think they might have a bigger role because the question is will Garrett stay here or he's going to look again for a head coaching role?
Yeah.
They might have kept it because it is known to DJ, but if he knows I'm not gonna be here next year because I'll be looking for a head coaching gig, it makes sense to hire these people as assistants and so they can be there, make sure their style is still hurt, and then next year when they become the coordinators, they have some playbook at least. They know the players, they can make playbooks for them.
Yeah, basically, I call it a win-win, or it's a win-win, lose-lose situation, depending on how things go for the Giants this year. Win situation, actually, no, more like a lose-lose situation. Lose, Jason Garrett does good, but he goes to another team as a head coach. Maybe a team, in my opinion, like Denver or any team with a coach on the hot seat. Maybe a team like Chicago, and then in another lose situation, the offense is terrible. Daniel Jones is not the guy. Jason Garrett gets fired, and you're back at square one. That's just how I feel about it.
Oh yeah, that's why I think like they have the assistants. They hired them. I think they're gonna be like the coordinators in the coming years. So they like, if Garrett like shows like he kind of leads, they are gonna be the ones who will replace him.
Yeah, and familiarity obviously plays a role in that. And
also, I think Chicago won't change. They'll be good enough to get to play to the wild card game. Be happy they got to playoffs. And
Chicago or the Giants?
Chicago.
I don't know. I honestly don't believe too much in this. What?
The problem is they got no offense. They don't have a quarterback. No. If they're making the playoffs, if they make the playoffs, they're going to be like the 2019 Steelers. It's going to be all defense. But I don't see it. I predict them. I think I had them like 5-12. I got to look at their schedule. They're not very good. So I don't think they're going to the playoffs. That's just my take, and I think everyone agrees with me.
They also lost a corner in the secondary. I forget. They signed Desmond Trufant, but he's not, in my opinion, a truly number one corner at this stage in his career. He can't take over Kyle Fuller's role because Kyle Fuller was better.
They should blow it up, trade everyone, get the picks.
Honestly, they're almost at that point, in my opinion. Now, the defense is good, Khalil Mack and whatever, but on the back end, it's deteriorating.
Yeah, but you could get so many picks for like Khalil Mack, like for him, like we could get solid all. Like, at what point is it better to wait for like everyone to like leave, or is just trade them and get the picks at least? You can do like what Miami did, like they blow it up and they have from one player they now have 4 first-round picks. Like those players could have lots of value, especially if other. If other organizations get desperate.
I think it depends with the
I'm going to interrupt for a second. Right now, I got MLB Tonight on, and they're showing a live shot from Anaheim, and an Angels fan is holding up a sign, a flag that says Houston Asterix.
Yeah. I like I think the A's were making fun of them a lot in MLB, like in Houston.
Oh, yeah. The trolling in Oakland was crazy.
They play before he cheats when they rep the players.
That was hysterical.
Someone already
I don't know if you heard about that. That was hilarious.
Put as a tweet free DeGrom. So I guess we're not far off.
We've started
trending a little later.
Free Watson.
Yeah. Also that too. I forgot what to say now. But in terms of like waiting, no. In terms of waiting with the Chicago thing or just trading everybody automatically, it depends on the talent they put around. I don't know what the cap situation is like, but I'd rather, I guess, blow it up. It depends on the severity of the contracts that the players are signed to. I mean, Robinson is only a 1 year based on him. You have Khalil Mack. What?
Doesn't Nick Foles have a big contract?
Oh yeah, I think they changed it to like a big signing bonus. I know they changed it. When they traded for him, they did change it so that he has. I think after the first year, he could like opt out or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Quickly check.
So I think they changed it. Like when Jaguars signed him to, that was a massive, horrible contract. But I think they changed it to be workable.
I didn't see it, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just as a fact, I found out. I don't know how I found it out. I don't know where it came from, but the Chargers had the 3rd worst special teams unit last year.
Yeah, I believe that.
I've heard that.
Isn't that a tradition? They can't kick field goals for.
They can't kick field goals. They can't punt. That's from what I heard, and also cover punts and stuff like that. That's what I heard. Probably.
I've noticed it.
Yeah.
Noticed it.
The ever cursed team that loses by a score.
Yeah. Potato, I forgot to ask you. Forgot to ask you too. Obviously, over here in America, we just had Easter. Did you guys have any sort of like spring break up there? How was if you did, how was your break?
I have a two. I'm still in the middle of it. I had 1 week now that I have this week also.
No.
Break
Oh, nice.
for uni. I didn't do any much. Nice. I just did like some work for the university. That's all I did.
Yeah, that's smart.
I have to. It's my last year at the uni, so I have to do work.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
Alex?
One more month, and I'll see if I get the degree or not.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you. No, I was just saying, I'm passing it back to you.
Oh, all right. Any final thoughts, Potato?
That I think they should change the overtimes.
Yeah.
To more like except for when you like to score, like you have to score, like you have to give both teams chance.
Yeah.
But I think the problem if you went for too long, it would like disrupt the schedule for like the teams for NFL like broadcasting. So I think they would do, if they ever did that, they would just go, yes, you can do that, but if it reaches, I don't know what was it, if it reaches like the time runs out, it's gonna be a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, personally, I don't believe in ties because I feel like that's just a glorified bye. So I think personally it should be like MLB, where it's just each team keeps getting the ball until someone wins. Now I get injuries could be a problem, but if that's the case, then you got to go to a college style, overtime. That's just my opinion. I mean, I get college rosters are much, much bigger, so they can work with that depth if someone gets hurt. But me personally, I feel like it should be like MLB, where you just kind of each team keeps going.
Also, I would say in college, like you have lots of more players, but also most of the players are more replaceable. Like if like the Panthers lose like a running back, like they lost most of the offense because they lost their star. But if like college team is running back, it's not that bad because they have somewhat similar skill waiting. Like
yeah.
That's why they could do it. Also, I think they won't do it because of the scheduling. Like they cannot afford like for another like an hour long overtime because it would screw up everything scheduling wise.
Yeah. I agree with that. Any final thoughts?
Well, I hope Donald succeeds in with Panthers. They were a good team, I think, last year. Like they almost beat Packers, they almost beat Chiefs. So
yeah, they had a couple of close games.
Like,
Tater, I do have a question for you when you're done.
What?
So obviously they were, I don't know if you've heard, but they've actually been talking about the NFL. I think Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, it was the Falcons who were supposed to have a home game out in London. Is that something that you're going to end up considering heading to?
I don't think so because I'll be in autumn, and by that point I would be gone. I will not be in the UK.
Right.
With or without a degree, I'll be gone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I have my last deadline for my thesis is 7th of May, and I leave a month after that. I leave back home. With or without a degree.
Well, I'll tell you this: the three of us have all been to NFL games. Now we've only seen preseason; we haven't seen regular season, but we highly encourage you go because I hear the atmosphere at those games, if it's possible that you can go, are very cool. So if you get the chance, I recommend it. I think these guys would too.
Yeah. The only chance would be if I got hired here in the UK. If I got a job here, I'd like to get out of uni. Otherwise, I'm gonna head home back over to mainland Europe.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Home run for the Dodgers.
Home run for the Dodgers?
Yeah, they're up 7-0 on Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland's just getting beaten the crap out of the last how many days?
I'm just sad the Mets didn't lose in better fashion. Like, it would be fun if the Mets actually like managed to like get the lead back and they just lost in the last inning.
I would be surprised.
I think that would be even more so crushed because it's like it's like they have hope of winning, then it gets ripped out, then they get even more hope, and it just gets ripped out.
And as Nate described it, that's just the cycle of a Mets fan. So that would be more fitting, but regardless, a Mets loss is still a reason to celebrate.
I think it was still like I would say you can still call it Mets Mets lose because they're winning like the entire time. They just lose it in like the last possible moment.
Yeah.
Right.
And with also them having hope because they almost tied the game.
Yeah.
So crashing wins and losses are fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Time to get in our final segment. Potato, was once again nice having you on. Great support of the channel. Have a good night, man.
See ya.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
All right. So our final segment before we cut
I'm
off.
excited for.
All right. Final segment. It is called 20 Questions. Let me just put the banner up. For the people still watching, thank you guys once again. I just want to put the banner up, even though we're probably going to be scrolling through banners. That up. I'm excited for this one. I thought it was very creative on my part. All right, let's roll to it.
Of course, he's going to
go around the table. You were saying?
Of course, you're going to compliment yourself.
Yes.
Hey, shut up. Okay. We'll go to me, Sean, and then Luca. Favorite baseball player? Mine is Mark Teixeira. Sean.
So we're going all time or just
all time.
right now? I'm going to get a lot of hate for this because of his history. I've always been highly against cheating, but Alex Rodriguez, I actually got a cool picture right here. I'll show it off real quick. That's A-Rod and Derek Jeter in their first game. This, my dad's, he let me hold on to it. But Alex Rodriguez has always been a favorite of mine. I know he's got a really bad history with the PEDs and everything, but he's kind of like a personal hero, and I forgive him for his mistakes. So I'm going to say Alex Rodriguez.
Luca.
Mine would be Derek Jeter.
Okay.
Respect.
Favorite baseball movie? I'm going to go ahead and say The Natural.
Okay. Mine would be The Benchwarmers. I think it's a hilarious movie, proves, for the outcasts, like I'm not one of them people that's in like the popular groups and stuff. It was a very relatable movie for me because, again, I was never the popular kid in school, and it showed a lot of good stuff, like how anybody could play baseball, stuff like that. So Benchwarmers for me is my personal favorite. I love that movie. So
my personal favorite is The Natural.
Okay.
Date
of the first baseball game you remember? I can't say 2009. I know the year. I don't know the date. Because that was my first ever baseball game. It was Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees. It was on the last day of school. I just can't remember the date. So I'm going to go ahead and say April 15th, 2012. Against the Angels, Yankees won 11-5. Sean.
So are we talking minor leagues or are we talking majors?
All together.
I can't say for minors. And the only reason I say that is because my parents always my parents always took me to see the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees. That's what they were known as at the time. I was too young to remember. I have some old programs from, those years, and I think the earliest one I remember was 2011. So I'm going to say somewhere in 2011 against the Columbus Clippers because that's the program I have. I think I threw it out. I don't have it anymore. First MLB game, that's easy. I think, if I remember correctly, it was June 19th, 2015. Yankees played the Mariners. Got to see Robinson Cano. That was the year after he betrayed us, so obviously the booing was real. My first ever game, it was my first ever time taking, took the New York City subway for the very first time in my life. First ever time at Yankee Stadium. My dad's first ever time at the new Yankee Stadium. He hadn't been to the new one yet. And obviously the Mariners took a lead 1-0. It was a pitcher's duel with CC Sabathia, Felix Hernandez. Two great pitchers. That was the year Sabathia was actually struggling. And the Yankees were down 1-0. Ironically, Alex's favorite player hit the game-winning home run in the 8th inning. Mark Teixeira hit a 2-run shot, secured a 2-1 pitcher's duel victory against the Seattle Mariners in the first weekend after All-Star break.
Luca.
I have to go with Alex on this one. I don't remember the Clippers Well, not the Clippers. I don't remember the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankee game very much. I don't even remember the day. Alex obviously memorized the year. I remember 2012, April 15th, as Alex said. Yankees beat the Angels by a score of 11-5.
Jackie Robinson Day, no less. And I had no idea why the hell they were wearing 42. Then I asked. My uncle told me.
I will add to this though, real quick before we move to the next question. The first ever game the three of us went to together was a Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Rider game, and the Rail Riders won. I think it was in very similar fashion, a 2-1 victory. The only difference was it was a walk-off home run by Dan Johnson against the Iron Pigs. It was a birthday party. Alex got a foul ball his uncle caught a foul ball. Gave it to Alex and Luca for their birthday. That was the first ever game the three of us were at together. First MLB game we were at together. We didn't sit together, but it was that opening day game we talked about last week. First game where we sat together was 2019 against the Royals. And they won that game, but Judge got hurt, so it wasn't the most fond memories.
Yeah. And Boone got ejected. And Gleyber Torres got robbed of a homer. Next question. Record of your favorite team you go to baseball games. Yankees, I think it's 5-4.
Okay. Won against the Mariners. Lost opening day, so that's 1-1. Lost at Old Timers Day against the Rays, 1-2. Won against the Royals, 2-2, and then lost to the Indians, 2-3. So I'm 2-3 at Yankee Stadium. I can't speak for minor league. I've been to so many minor league games, but I'm 2-3 at Yankee Stadium.
I think I'm 5-1 with the Rail Riders.
I don't remember for sure. And I've been to so many games up there. All I know is I was on like a 5-game losing streak until I went to that game with you guys.
5 or 6-1. Luca.
I think it's the same with you and me, Alex. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, most of the questions I think are going to be the same for you guys.
Next question. Favorite baseball game memory? For me, it would have to balance between the funny idiots in the section of left field, the Braves game that I went to in 2018, and the fact that Mike Ford struck out Roberto Perez.
Favorite baseball game memory? I think for me, it's not going to necessarily be during the game. I think the coolest memory for me was as soon as the 4 train went above ground and you could see the stadium. It was all I remember was my father telling me that he never seen me smile. I had like the biggest smile on my face. So my personal favorite memory is just when we went above ground and we got to see when it was the first ever time I got to see Yankee Stadium. And just walking into the ballpark for the very first time, it's unbelievable. Nothing beats your first ever time at Yankee Stadium. So for me, the walking into the stadium for the first time, it's one of my most special memories for me personally.
Favorite? Actually, you know what? No, Luca has to go.
Well,
favorite memory.
I can either say one of Alex's 2 memories or seeing my favorite player, Derek Jeter, hit a home run.
Okay, I like that. I never got to see Jeter play. I'm disappointed.
Jeter actually hit a home run against Hisanori Takahashi in 2012 in that big game. I remember when Raul Ibanez hit that big shot.
Yeah,
I remember. I don't remember. I'm gonna look up. It was off of Jason Isringhausen. Bomb right off the foul pole.
I just watched the highlights from the end of that Mets game, by the way, and Luca, I agree with you. That wasn't. I don't blame that on the catcher. That was all Guillorme right there who made that mistake that cost the Mets. So,
next question.
Yeah.
Favorite ballpark food? I'll start. For me, it's between the chicken slider bucket with fries compared to the chicken tender bucket with fries. Anyway, it's chicken. It's not pizza, though.
I haven't had that much ballpark food. I've only, I've gotten, every time I go, with the exception of my first game, I always got the chicken bucket. I will say this, if you have never been to Yankee Stadium, have a lot of money with you, because not only are the tickets overpriced, the food and the drinks are overpriced. A soda is $9. The chicken bugs get is $20. So if you've never been to the Yankee Stadium, chat, have a lot of money with you. I actually got lucky. Alex, you're gonna hate where I'm going with this, but when we went to that Royals game, I had a MasterCard, so they had a promotion. I got a free Pepsi. I was very thankful for that because of how expensive their food is and drinks are. So
drink.
You get the point. I'm just making a point. Anyway, if I had to really pick, I'm going to go with the chicken tender basket just because it's my favorite. The only thing that's annoying is it gives you 3 chicken tenders and a ton of fries. I got the bucket. Hold on. I actually got the bucket right here. Got some right here. You got a bucket. It's like this big. You know, it's got like this much fries and you get like 3 freaking chicken tenders. You know, but yeah.
So I don't know where Luca is.
I don't know what happened to Luca. I don't know if you want to wait
on what he's missed out on.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna highlight it right now. So,
okay.
Wait.
Here he is.
I'm back.
Where?
Favorite ballpark food?
You got to go with the traditional hot dog.
I was gonna say we're probably gonna get some hate for not saying that. So thank you. You saved us.
You got a traditional hot dog and also the chicken tender bucket.
Yes.
I love dipping it in the barbecue sauce.
Fernando Tatis is hurt. Put on MLB Network. Tatis just took a swing and he's down on his knees.
I don't want to get copyrighted, but yeah, let me turn on the TV.
He just took a swing and he's holding his ribs. This is big. That could be huge. You know, they just spent all that money on him.
Maybe he did something with his oblique.
Yeah, that swing looks a little. I don't know how to word it. Long. Hold on. Before we go to the question, I just kind of want to see what happens here.
Might have been.
Yeah, they took him out. That's not good. That is not good at all.
Nope.
Oh, well, we'll keep you updated on that if we get any, somebody just keep an eye on the Twitter, I would say. And
favorite section you've sat in? For me, it would probably, there's 3 that could apply. Right by the foul pole for me. Actually, 4 could apply. In the bleachers, but the left field bleachers, not the right field bleachers. The section behind the plate, not where we sat at, the section behind the plate because I got free food, well, free drinks and snacks. And then the final one would be where we sat, to the right side of home plate-ish.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to say by the foul pole.
Okay. I got two favorites. One was my very first game I was at. We sat on the foul side of the right field pole. We had a great view. Sat by some amazing people. It's the best group of people I ever sat around because they were really nice and welcoming and stuff
really
like
nice,
that.
Sean. That's really nice. You got to offend me like that.
Hey, first time. You gotta respect it. But no, I'm just talking like the people I wasn't with. Okay, is that better?
Sure, why not?
And they keep showing the Tatis play, which means it's gonna be all over MLB tonight, all night. The other section that's my favorite is the game we were at when the Indians blew us out. Mostly because again we were around some really cool people. And, it was the best seats I ever had at Yankee Stadium. I guarantee you, if we tried to pay for them at full price, I think we'd all be broke. But anyway, if I had to pick a favorite, it's probably going to be the section we sat in, just because of the amazing view. We were right by the booth, great seats. So we sat, it was right underneath the Delta Skybox. So I'm going to go the section we were at.
Luca?
I'm going to say the Delta Skybox.
Yeah.
Interesting. Next. Favorite ballpark other than Yankee Stadium? Now, you don't have to be at this ballpark, but I'm going to say Dodger Stadium.
For me, that's easy. I like Dodger Stadium, but I just feel like, I like it. I just feel like it's a little bland, in my opinion. My personal favorite is easily PNC Park in Pittsburgh. You can say there's some bias in there because I love the Steelers and I like the city of Pittsburgh. But I just feel like, the ballpark. I've spoken to people that have been there, and they say you can't top it when you got the city in the background. You know, you got the Roberto Clemente Bridge. I just don't think you can top PNC Park. Pittsburgh's my personal favorite.
Luca.
I got to go with Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati.
Okay, I like them. I mean, I don't like Cincinnati as a city, but I can get
Favorite
behind
baseball
that.
player not on your favorite team. I'm gonna
that's
toss
easy.
it up between
I said that. I said mine earlier in the stream.
either Mike Trout or Cody Bellinger.
Got to
There's
pick
I'm
one.
missing, and I don't know who that is, but probably one of those two.
So is that just what you're gonna stick with?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine. I have a couple favorites, but I'm gonna stick with Yadier Molina. Again, I have a Puerto Rican background. I don't look Puerto Rican, but trust me, I am part Puerto Rican. So that's easy for me. I love Yadier Molina. I love the heart he plays with. You know, the heart, the passion. It's easy. Yadier Molina. Love him. Favorite player outside of New York.
I actually got to think really hard about this one.
I know you got that Trout shirt at home, so I honestly thought it was going to be Trout for you.
Yeah. It's not Trout. I got to think real hard. What? Should I just baffle you guys with Blake Snell?
Nah, you're going to get kicked off the stream.
He's not my favorite. I was kidding, idiot.
Well, we shouldn't go out and say Jacob deGrom.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say Jacob deGrom. I want to say maybe Luis Castillo.
Does that have anything to do with the drop?
No.
I don't
Or
believe
Starling. You know what? Even better, Didi or Starling Castro.
All right.
All right.
Doing good, Tudo, who lives in Italy. All right. Next question. Favorite position to play? Pitcher, automatically.
I like right field.
That's tough to dispute, honestly. I've played my lifetime. I've been a right fielder and a catcher. Catcher, you get beat up a lot, so I can't even really say it's a fun position.
Yeah, you get jumped.
Yeah, I would probably go with. I like left field. I don't know why. I was good at left field, so I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna say left field.
Luca?
I said
You
right.
said. Yeah, you said right.
Really? The cat?
What she
Why?
When did you start playing baseball?
Easy.
Professionally, fourth grade, which was 2013.
I think it's fourth grade.
Getting into baseball, 2012.
Fourth grade's professional, right?
Shut up. Little League.
Little League, idiot.
You almost call me an asshole.
He said
right.
professionally.
So,
Yeah,
Luca,
that's-
when did you start playing baseball? Not
Well, Sean taught me some stuff back in first grade. And then,
Okay. I didn't know that, actually. I don't remember that very well.
yeah, we used to do it at recess.
I just remember in first grade being obsessed with Spider-Man.
Yes.
I
was
still
awesome.
am. I still am. Just that's what I mostly. I don't remember getting into sports until second grade.
Yeah, and so I started playing Little League same year as Alex, fourth grade, which was 2013. So,
How are bottled Bud Light and Philadelphia fans like? They are both empty from the neck up.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Least favorite baseball team.
Yeah, let me go.
All right, fine.
I started in third grade. I played in Little League. We went,
This doesn't have to
I'd
be
been playing. No.
organized. Fine. You guys want to make fun of me for that. Organized baseball.
You could just say Little League. You could just say Little League.
yeah, you could be that simple.
Yeah, I started playing. I started playing Little League in third grade. My father gave me that inspiration because we always played baseball in the yard. So I thank him for helping me, play baseball. My last year, because I know you guys are still playing, my last year was the 2020 season, which we only played one scrimmage. I didn't even get to play that game. But I no longer play because I'm not in the public school anymore. I'm in a cyber school. So that was my last year. My first year, though, was third grade. Third grade.
This. I get it. I get this.
Yeah, I got that.
That's a good joke. Least favorite baseball team? In my opinion, either the Boston Red Sox or Houston Astros.
That's easy for me. I'm going with Houston. And well, now I think about Boston did cheat. I'm still gonna say the Astros because they kept it going longer. But Boston's right up there. It's easy. My top three, because it's the top two are a tie. Houston, Boston, and then the Mets. I'll be honest. I think the Mets fans are the most delusional fans in all of sports. Anybody can dispute me on that. Trout just hit a home run, by the way. It's 4-1 Astros.
Luca.
I got to say the Astros. I mean, that's an obvious.
Least favorite baseball player? This one, I'm going to go with Carlos Correa.
That's a good one. I don't hate Blake Snell as much now that he's not with Tampa Bay anymore. That's really tough, actually. I think I'm gonna agree with you and say Carlos Correa, but he's right up there with Jose Altuve. I hate the both of them, but I'm honestly gonna go with Correa just because of his comments last spring training, where when they talked about judging the MVPs, like, oh, check your facts, crap like that. I don't remember the full thing. I have to look it up later, but I'm gonna say Correa just because he's like the Karen of the Astros cheating scandal.
Luca?
I would say Correa, but all time, David Ortiz would have to be one of them.
Yes, I agree.
Who else? Who else was a hated player? Who else is one of my hated players back then?
Pedro. If we were alive, if we were old enough to remember, it would be Pedro. I hate him as a person.
Yeah.
I hate him as a person. We weren't old enough to see him as a player, but I'm sure if we did, we would easily say Pedro Martinez on this list. But
yeah, Yankee hater.
Yeah, I hate him as a person. So if you want my most hated person in baseball, not a player, it's easily him.
All right. Next one. Second favorite baseball team. LA Dodgers.
I like the Dodgers. If this was 2013, I would say the Pittsburgh Pirates, just because, again, my Pittsburgh bias with the Steelers and everything. But since the Pirates are terrible, I would probably have to, even though they're a rival, I think I'd still have to pick the Dodgers. Luca? Just because I like Los Angeles,
I gotta go with the Dodgers.
Yeah, they're very likable. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, even for a rival.
Favorite number to wear on a baseball jersey? I'm gonna go with 25.
I'll be honest, I don't remember most of my jersey numbers. I only remember my first.
I'm saying if you were to wear a baseball jersey.
Oh, okay. That's easy then. 24, because of my idol, Jeff Gordon, my favorite NASCAR driver of all time. So that's easy then. Number 24. As far as numbers I've had, though, I don't remember any of them. I remember 11, and that was it.
Luca?
I gotta go with number 2.
All right.
Okay.
Everyone can answer. Favorite college baseball team, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Hold on, I got my hat right here.
4 more questions, and then we'll close out the podcast.
Irish. Let's go.
Irish.
They top of the ACC right now. They've been really good.
Style that actually is not very cool. All right. I think we could answer this simultaneously and in unison.
Least favorite former Yankee? Alex, you go first.
Jacoby Ellsbury.
Mine? I hate Sonny Gray more, actually, just because of his attitude once he left New York. True. So I'm going to go with Sonny Gray.
Luca?
There's a few you could branch off. You could say Sonny
Brendan
Gray.
Ryan.
Brendan Ryan was just useless. He wasn't hateable. You could say Carlos Beltran. You could.
I liked him as a player, though. When he was with the Yankees, I loved him. Until everything came out a couple of years ago, Beltran was one of my favorites.
You could also go with Ivan Nova.
Yeah, he was so inconsistent. You know who's also hateable? Michael Pineda. No, Michael Pineda. Well, yes, Clippard, but Michael Pineda. Freaking, pine tar like a retard.
Don't cancel Sean.
What about you know what? No.
Who?
No, I was looking up this list of top 5 most hated Yankees from 2018.
You
Luke
had the
Voigt
team.
makes that list.
Who?
Luke Voigt.
Why? He's not a former Yankee, but all right. Least favorite MLB stadium. I'm gonna piss off everybody, and I really don't care. Not a fan of Marlins Park.
I like Marlins Park. I know that's one of the more hated in MLB. I like Marlins Park just because you got that cool view of downtown Miami.
Be close because of the amount of poor things they have in there.
And Baylor has won the national championship.
Yeah, I just saw. I'm gonna say something that's gonna hate a lot of people, especially Sox Arizona. I hate Fenway Park. I'm sorry. I just do. You can dispute me all you want. It's so outdated. I hate it. I don't get me wrong. I love the fact that it's old school and famous and everything. It's just I don't like it. It's just me. It's one of my most hated. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. There's nothing cool about it. The monster, wow, cool. A high wall. I'm not intrigued.
That's his least favorite stadium, the soccer field he went to for physical education. 2 more questions.
Well, I got an answer.
Yeah.
Oh. Keep doing it.
I said no, not least favorite. I think I already answered that. Favorite stadium. Their least favorite stadium. I got to go with O.co. Easily. That's the worst stadium. One of the worst stadiums I've ever seen.
You know what's sad was that stadium
are terrible.
I'll be honest here. You know what's sad is that stadium had so much potential. I watched this 5-point video. Great YouTuber. Highly recommend you watch him for really cool sports facts. He did a video before they built that very upper deck where you see the lettering. You used to have a really cool view of the mountains and stuff. So that stadium always had so much potential, and they just kind of ruined it when they brought in the Raiders. So
I was also going to give insight on 3 hated non-Yankees. Number 1, Justin Verlander.
Oh, I fucking hate him.
Yeah.
Number 2, Joe Kelly.
Yeah. He earned my respect. He earned my respect back, so I don't hate him anymore.
And number 3, Tyler Duffy.
Why?
Because he said Yankee. Because remember, the Yankees fans roasted Randy Dobnak for being an Uber driver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Duffy said Yankees fans, they just hate people. Boston's fun. They're baseball fans.
Boston's fans are racist. What are you talking about? They literally called Adam Jones the N-word.
Joseph's right. If you guys haven't already, 3 hours and 18 minutes in the stream. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow these guys on social media. Turn the notification bell on so you guys get the notifications when video or live stream drops. Sean, you were saying?
No, I'm just, I was making a point. I don't understand how people could say Red Sox fans are the best. They're literally the most racist fans in all of sports. Freaking Boston's still stuck in 1962.
Next one.
Yankees fans' most hated players. I just want to do this for fun now.
Next one.
Oh no! Wait till we wrap it up. Then we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Favorite independent league, outside league team. Sean's would probably be the Staten Island Yankees.
Whenever their baseball team comes back, it's probably going to be them. But yeah, Staten Island Yankees. I don't think I got my hat in here. I think it's in the other room. But yeah, Staten Island Yankees.
I came up with this question. I don't even know. I don't even know the answer to me. For me, at least.
Well, you could have said too. If Somerset wasn't a team, that probably would have been.
Yep.
There's Bridgeport. Ew.
Lancaster, Barnstorm, what used to be.
Yeah. It's kind of weird to
Long
think.
Island Ducks.
Ew. Final question. What would your walk-up song be? I'm going to answer this last. Sean.
That's tough, actually. Luca, go ahead. I'm going to have to think about that one.
I had never thought about this before.
Mine's going to be Back in Black.
Okay, for whom the bell tolls. There.
Okay. Interesting. Sean?
I'm still having a hard time thinking about this. I'm trying to think of like the music I listen to in the weight room. That's usually like
death metal.
That's like my pump up music. I'm honestly about to look through my Spotify list. I got so many in my head. I don't know. Honestly, that's tough. I'm really having a hard time thinking about this.
Just pick one song if you had to. Someone put a gun to your head and say, someone put a gun to your head, you pick the song right now. What would you pick?
All right. I'm going to give Johnny credit for this one because when he came over, his mother's boyfriend listens to a lot of Eminem. So Johnny showed me some of his songs. So I'm going to pick something that I know a lot of athletes use. You guys might have heard of it, Till I Collapse by Eminem. Okay. I'm going to stick with that because that's I like that song. So I'm going to go with that.
Honestly, I thought you were going to pick Fack.
I could have. I really could have, but you know what? I tried to keep this. I tried to keep this G-rated, but I guess that's not gonna happen. No, I'm gonna go with Till I Collapse.
All right, Luca, you want to bring up the Yankee thing before we close out the show?
Well, I was looking up some players that Yankee fans hate most. You can put Robinson Cano in that position.
Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah,
we all forgot about him. Manny Machado.
I don't hate him. I think he's a diva.
Is that it?
I'm looking through some more. I'm only going to do this for a few more minutes.
All right, just give me two more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up recent ones, like we've actually watched.
I think we covered all of them. Yeah.
Hold on. Once this loads.
Mike Brazel.
Not really.
Yes.
After last year, yeah. 2.
Any more?
I'm going to give this little update throughout the stream. If you've been seeing me eating candy, I've had 17 Tootsie Rolls.
Holy shit.
Right here. I got a whole pile of them, of the wrappers. I've been keeping track.
Any more?
Nope.
All right, let me just play something real quick.
Somebody said that women's basketball was more competitive than men's.
Yeah, I saw some of that game yesterday. It was. Why are we doing this again? He did this earlier.
Go on.
Definitely our latest stream. Freaking, I go to bed in like 20 minutes.
All right, let's close out the show, everybody. Sean, I'll let you spray your thoughts, and then Luca, and then I'll go by myself.
Well, it was a fun stream, Obviously, the Yankees won. Unfortunately, the Knicks did not. I didn't see the game, so it never happened to me. But, it was all right night in terms of the games we watched. Obviously, the Mets game kind of topped it all, the way they choked. I wish I kept it on. I turned it off so I could put on March Madness, and I flipped back. That's when I saw the score. So I'm kind of regretting that now, considering that championship game was kind of boring. Not gonna lie. It was fun talking to Nate, again, and Potato, but I think the Mets thing kind of topped off the night. That was great. I enjoyed that. That was my favorite part of the show. All the 20 questions is actually a lot of fun too. I think we gotta do more of that.
Yeah. Luca.
I was a little disappointed we didn't pick up the win tonight as than the Knicks, but I'm happy my Yankees won, and I really don't have much to say about that. And Zach Wilson's season.
God, let the false hope begin.
Yes. By the way, they're not your Yankees; they're my Yankees.
Oh, they're mine.
We're
I'm
like
a
a little
fan longer than you.
Anyway, guys,
Alex
thank
says
you.
Alex says the one who used to say, how about them Yanks in the off season?
Yeah, literally in like third grade, Alex hated football. Like me and Luca used to love football, always talked about football, and then there was Alex coming out of nowhere. How about them Yanks?
I never said how about them Yanks, but
Okay.
you get the point. I hated football back then, but now I host a football baseball channel. So anyway, thank you guys. 3 hours, almost 3 hours and a half. We all got school tomorrow. At least I think so. So that's going to be interesting.
I got one class. I got work tomorrow though.
But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in as usual. This was probably our longest episode, if anything. Not counting last week's the latest too. I don't care how many viewers we got, how many likes. You guys come out every single time. Go check out the latest video that was actually uploaded, I believe, yesterday. Was the Yankees recap of the Blue Jays series. We'll be doing more of that stuff. Yankees, Giants, keep doing that stuff. Thank you to Potato, Stocks Arizona, Joseph Bobby, Tudo, Nate, all these other guys for coming on and, just commenting, liking, coming on the show and talking to us. I really enjoyed it. I hope Sam Darnold does well so the Jets lose that trade eventually. Because I don't want to hear Lucas screaming as, Zach Wilson, he's better than Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Anyway, from the three of us at the Boys in the Big Apple podcast, give you guys a good night. The Mets lost, which makes it good. Knicks lost, so that's bad. But the Yankees lost, that's 2-1. Thank you guys. Have a good night. We'll see you soon.